is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Stroede Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StroedeOrtho.com. Also by Cedar Lake Village, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, Elliott Group, Hers Incorporated, J&T Auto Service, Libby Clark at Allstate Insurance, Perfect Detail Salon, Price Chopper, Farm Bureau Financial Services Michael Grant Agency, Scott Electric, Prime Accounting Solutions, Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Seats Incorporated, Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Spring Hill Recreation Commission, Tony Sidoti Agency Farmers Insurance, Spring Hill Fitness, and Whitesell Optometry Vision Source.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time for the Broncos, right here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Good evening from Wildcats Stadium in Louisburg, Kansas tonight, home of the season opener for the Spring Hill Broncos. Wasn't sure we would get to this point to have a season opener this year. It has certainly been an odd start to the 2020 high school year and sports year, no doubt about it, but here we are in Louisburg tonight where the Spring Hill Broncos will kick it off against the Louisburg Wildcats. Along with Caden Carbajo, I'm Bryce Kessler. Glad to be back for another year here on Spring Hill Sports Live. And we're hoping that we make it all the way through this season. And I know that a lot of the fans aren't going to be able to be at the games that would otherwise like to be at the ball games this year because of some of the attendance restrictions in place at different stadiums. So certainly glad that you're joining us here. Tell all your friends and family and everybody who is bummed that they can't go to a game that they can tune in right here on Spring Hill Sports Live, and we hope to do our best to bring you the sights and sounds of this high school football season. So for the Broncos, a 5-5 finish last year, a second-round playoff loss. The Tonganoxie ended their season, but it was a great year for the Broncos, who defeated Pittsburgh on the road in their first round of the playoffs, their first playoff victory since 2013. Now they replace 14 seniors, though, on this year's team. Kind of a similar look for Louisburg. They also had a good season last year, went 6-4. That was despite an 0-2 start. One of those losses, of course, was in Spring Hill in the season opener last year, and that was quite the ball game. We're hoping for another one similar to that as far as the excitement goes, because that one came right down to the wire. A blocked field goal as time expired to win it for the Spring Hill Broncos. So if we can get another repeat of that, I know Caden and I would be more than happy to witness another one like that. But for the Wildcats, they ended up going 6-2 the rest of the way. After that 0-2 start, they also had their season come to an end in the second round of the playoffs with a loss at Chanute, and that was after they defeated Atchison 14-7 in their first round game. So two Frontier League teams ready to kick off this 2020 season. It's the Broncos and the Wildcats coming up here on Spring Hill Sports Live. You're watching the Comfort Designs pregame show. We'll chat with the head coach of the Broncos coming up here on the pregame show, run down some keys to the game, and take a look deeper inside this matchup. That's coming up next. It's the Comfort Designs pregame show and Bronco football. It's back here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Stroede Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Stroede and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Stroede tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Stroede Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StroedeOrtho.com.
For over 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services agents have built relationships with you, one conversation at a time. And we're as committed as ever to providing you with that level of service. As part of your community, we're here for you, answering insurance questions and helping make sure your financial goals are on track.
Contact Farm Bureau Financial Agent Michael Grand anytime or learn more at michaelgrand.com.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back to the Comfort Designs pregame show from Louisburg tonight, where the Spring Hill Broncos kick off the 2020 season against the Louisburg Wildcats. Pregame show brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. Season opener tonight for the Spring Hill Broncos as they take on Louisburg here this evening. Let's take a look deeper inside the matchup, brought to you by Spring Hill Fitness. The Wildcats of Louisburg, a 6-4 season a year ago, and they, like the Broncos, will be breaking in a new quarterback this year, and it's a wide receiver to quarterback transition for Louisburg. Weston Getterman, who started as a wide receiver for the Wildcats a year ago and had a big game, in fact, as a receiver against the Broncos. Caught 8 passes for 136 yards in that game, was their top receiver last year, and now he's going to be QB1 for the Louisburg Wildcats, replacing 3-year starter Madden Rutherford at that position. So we'll see how his transition goes into the quarterback position. The thing they like to do, though, and Getterman will be no different, they want to run the football. We're going to see a lot of running tonight from Louisburg, and Ben Weideman is the guy that will get the ball the most. He's a second-team All-Frontier League back from last year, a 6', 190-pound senior. Led the team last year with 875 yards on the ground. He had 72 yards rushing in the game against Spring Hill. Did miss some time in that game. He was injured late in the first half of that game. But Weideman, definitely a big, strong back who's got some speed to boot as well. I mentioned that size, 6', 190. So the Broncos are going to have to be sure on their tackling with Weideman. Colby Cateau will get the rock as well. Andy Hupp, who was a second-team All-Frontier League all-purpose offensive player last year, though. Find creative ways to get him involved also. And we're going to see all 3 of those guys run, as well as that quarterback, Weston Getterman. For the Spring Hill Broncos, new quarterback tonight will be Fletcher Pankey. The junior will get his first start here in this ball game. Evan Letillier out with an injury tonight. He was expected to be the starting quarterback this year for the Broncos. He was also going to be that starting wide receiver to quarterback transition, as we talked about with Louisburg. But tonight it'll be Fletcher Pankey, the 5'11", 180-pound junior, who will get his first start. So we'll see how he fits into this lineup. And a couple of names to know on this side of the football for the Broncos, Dylan Lazenby and Zach Knowlton. Both guys had strong seasons as sophomores last year. Lazenby, over the final 3 weeks of the regular season, averaged 4.5 yards per carry, and all 3 of those games had 15-plus carries. So he can certainly get a workhorse load, and we'll see a lot of 15 in white Dylan Lazenby tonight. And Zach Knowlton, he was kind of a do-it-all guy for the Broncos last year. He led the team with 444 yards receiving on 34 catches. He also ran the ball 29 times for 212 yards. We saw him on the defensive side come up with a couple of interceptions. He's a return man. Lots of options to get the ball in 13's hands, and that's hopefully the plan tonight as well for the Broncos. A couple of offensive linemen returning, Denver Gardner and Tanner Thompson. They'll be on opposite sides of the line, so that gives them a little bit of experience going either way as they try to pick apart this Louisburg defense that we mentioned. They lost several all-league guys. Both teams did on the defensive side, so we're going to find out who's going to step up really for both teams defensively in this game. Chase Wilm is a guy that Coach Feeback has tagged in this preseason as a guy to watch on the defense for Spring Hill. Wilm last year averaging 6.5 tackles per game, one of the few starters coming back on this defense, along with Cody Powell and Brady Larson, who was lost to an injury middle of the way last year, and they're excited to have him back in the secondary. Powell and Larson, the two safeties, both starting experience a year ago, along with Wilm up front, who's really the only guy in the front seven who comes back with starting experience, or really a whole lot of experience, period, up front in that front seven defensively for Spring Hill. Let's look at tonight's matchup. It's brought to you by Spring Hill Fitness, your local community gym. Spring Hill Fitness, dedicated to making a friendly, clean, judgment-free environment, open 24/7. Check them out on Facebook or call 913-686-2027. We'll take a quick timeout, come back and chat with the head coach of the Broncos. Jason Feeback joins us on the Comfort Designs pregame show next. Spring Hill on the road in Louisburg to kick off the 2020 season here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
What if grass wasn't just for mowing? What if all the games weren't on TV? What if you saw the grandkids on more than just holidays? What if you got out of the house more often, maybe for good? Cedar Lake Village Senior Living. Life is how you live, not just where. To learn more, call 888-508-2022.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
HERS Incorporated in Spring Hill is your local Bobcat mower dealer. Bobcat mowers combine heavy gauge steel with advanced engineering to give you the best cut every time. Simple controls and design make maintenance and service quick and easy. And when you get your Bobcat at HERS, they can complete all service and repairs covered by your warranty. Bobcat mowers are affordable, giving you a commercial grade machine at a residential price. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call HERS at
913-247-3530.
Welcome back to the Comfort Designs pregame show. Joining us now is Spring Hill head coach Jason Feeback. And coach, in a year that's been anything but normal, I'm sure you and the guys are excited to finally have football back and to take the field here for this season opener.
Yeah, we're pretty fired up about it. You know, it's a blessing to be able to just play football right now, and a lot of kids don't have that opportunity, but we are excited. We're ready to get going and get this season kicked off.
All things considered, how was the off season and the build up here in these preseason, if you will, practices and everything to start this new year?
Well, you know, we started online workouts with our guys first week of June. We couldn't get them together until the 15th. And we couldn't even get into the school and lift weights till July 6th. So different kind of summer. We temp check kids every day. We bring them in. We do everything we can, separate our groups as much as possible. I got a social distance flag. I throw 15 push-ups if they get too close. And when we're not doing football activities, and you know, you just make the best of it. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's been our theme all summer, and that's probably going to be our theme all season, as we just continue to try to pull together and be the best guys we can be, and go play some football and play football the best we can.
All right, well, let's talk about a little bit of that football. We're going to kind of go group by group. We'll start with your offense, and who do you kind of project with that group this year to have a big role for you?
I think some of our key guys on offense this year, you know, Denver Gardner is a 3-year starter for us. We've moved him from center to left tackle. So we're looking at some big stuff from him. He's slimmed down. He's been wrestling. The kid finds a way to get in and lift weights all the time. And he's just a worker, but a great leader, really grown into his own. We got Tanner Thompson also on the line, and that kid's also going to be playing linebacker for us. And Tanner's really developed himself into a pretty tough and great leader, a great leader for us. Skill guys, we're bringing a lot of guys back from the year before with Lazenby really had to step in when Barker went down with some injuries and did a really nice job. He's been looking good in fall camp. Knowlton, he did a lot of great stuff for us. He's back. He's doing some awesome things. And Mitchell, Crotchet, Rooney stepped up, so we're going to run him some at tight end. But we've got a lot of guys on the offensive side of the ball. And I feel like this is maybe one of our most talented offensive groups we've had since I've been here. We've had some very, very talented individuals and kids come through. But I think as an overall group, this might be our most talented so far with the guys we have. On the defensive side of the ball, we got guys like Chase Wilm, who started last year for us. Larson's back. We didn't have him for most of the season. And then Knowlton also starts at D-back for us. So, we're bringing back some pieces. Hooker played some, but he's going to be starting inside with inside linebacker. But we're replacing some pretty good guys on the D-line for us. So we're going to have some young guys playing there. They're juniors, so they're not young, but they don't have a whole lot of varsity experience there. But Gunnar Kroll on the other outside linebacker spot, he's kind of stepped up and grabbed a hold of a spot for us. And so we're having to move some guys around a little bit, and we're going to spell some guys with maybe some two-way players, and we've kind of been preparing for that. So we'll have some guys stepping up big time. I'm really excited to see how they do under the lights.
It's been a while, Coach, since you've had to break in a new starting quarterback, and Fletcher Pankey will get the start in this season opener for you. What does he bring to the table at that position?
Pankey is he finds a way to get the ball there. I'll give him that. That kid, he's also a really good athlete. He's one of the fastest kids on our football team, and he has done an incredible job of pushing Letillier. We're not going to have Letillier tonight, and so we're going to rally around Pankey. And our guys are ready for that challenge with everything we have. But he's a good runner. And I think he's getting a good idea of what to do with it. But you know how it is, that first night under the lights, when everybody's gunning for you, that can be a stressful thing. But he's a pretty confident guy. And so and he's worked hard. He's put in a lot of work and year round. He's a 3-sport athlete, and he does all that stuff. So I always tell our quarterbacks, you don't have to go out and win games. You need to manage games. And that kind of takes some pressure off because you got 10 other guys on offense that are working with you. So that's kind of what he brings to the table. He's a good manager. He's a smart kid. I think he's a pretty tough kid, and he can scoot when he gets rolling. So we'll see what he can do tonight.
I don't want to leave out the special teams department either, Coach. You guys graduated a terrific kicker in Bear Gardner from last year. Logan Greenhall, who punted for you, he's gone as well to graduation. And we saw on a few occasions last year how important that kicking game can be, and the Louisburg game certainly was one of those games. How are things shaping up with some of the new guys on special teams this year?
We've got 3 kickers with us from the soccer team tonight. They're all seniors, Rainforth, Mitchell, and Niddle. And so those guys come, and we get them for about 2 15-20-minute segments of the week, and they come and they just kick this stuffing out of the ball. So Mitchell's our field goal guy right now, and he was hitting a few from probably about 30 35 out the other day pretty consistently. Punting wise, Cody Powell's probably going to be punting some. We got another guy, he moved in from Georgia. He's doing pretty good. But we're working on him still a little bit. I think eventually, hopefully, he can take over because he has a lot of skills with that. He's just not used to the live bullets coming at him with, people coming to block him. But we've still got some guys. You're right. Special teams is huge. It's a third of the game, and so we know we need to really be good on special teams. So yeah, replacing a punter and a kicker, those have been 2 big priorities. So I had to go out and recruit 3 of them. And we'll see how that works out for us.
That speaks well to your former kicker, Bear, that you had to find 3 guys to try to replace that 1 foot of his.
Well, we got Bear when he was a freshman or sophomore, and he just came over and worked football all the time. So I didn't have to, I didn't steal him from soccer. We just borrowed him, and then he chose to stay with us. But with these 3 senior guys, they're great kids too, man. They're just awesome. So they're excited to be a part of it, and we're excited to have them.
You open up against Louisburg, same opponents you opened with last year, and that was quite the exciting game, certainly one that I'm sure a lot of the guys still remember, a big season-opening win from last year. But Louisburg this year, kind of like you, they've got quite a few guys that they have to replace. They're replacing their quarterback, moving a receiver to start at quarterback this year. Several of their defensive stalwarts are gone to graduation as well. So what can you tell us about what we'll expect to see from this year's version of the Wildcats?
I think just like any typical Louisburg team, you're going to see a very physical, a very aggressive team. We're anticipating that they want to just pound the ball at us. Probably going to see a lot of their double wing. So trap, counter, sweep, their outside zone looking play. I mean, they got a lot of stuff, and they do a good job of getting people to the point of attack. And that's going to be something, as a defense, we really have to get guys flying to the football and staying in gaps, because they might look like they're going one way and then they go the other way. So, but they do have some pretty good speed. Their running backs returning, and I think we're in for a big test tonight.
Well, selfishly, I hope for one that's just as exciting as it was a year ago, and I know you'll take the end result again, so hopefully both those things can happen again tonight.
Whatever it takes to get a W, man, that's what we're hoping for.
Absolutely, Coach. All right, well, thanks for joining us here on the pregame show, and looking forward to the game.
Thank you. Go Broncos.
That's the head coach of the Spring Hill Broncos, Jason Feeback, coming up next on the Comfort Design pregame show. Tonight's starting lineups and your keys to the game on the home of the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Your trusted Farmers Insurance agent is Anthony Stroede. Experienced, local, and veteran-owned. Licensed in both Kansas and Missouri, Anthony will customize the right plan for you. His straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-270-5400. The Anthony Stroede Agency. Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Are you looking for experienced and knowledgeable electrical contractors? Scott Electric is your right choice. We have been providing high-quality electrical repair, remodeling, and troubleshooting services at affordable prices since 1972. Expect the highest attention to detail from start to finish. We are a licensed and insured electrical company. Our residential electrical services include installation of smoke detectors, hot tubs, and basement finishing. No job is too big or too small for our trained electricians. Call for a free estimate.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020. Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Come see the improvements and upgrades throughout the store. As always, Price Chopper is the place for hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and unbeatable flavors from the bakery. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Price Chopper is now happy to offer curbside pickup, locally owned and operated, and under new management. Price Chopper in Spring Hill, open daily, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
Welcome back to the Comfort Designs pregame show. We're getting set for kickoff here in Louisburg tonight. It's time for your keys to the game, brought to you by Crown Realty. Let Crown Realty help you get the keys to your dream home. And check out all their listings at crownrealty.com. If you're in the market to sell your home, remember the key is a great agent, and that's what you'll find at Crown Realty in Spring Hill. Call 913-592-2222. Spring Hill on the road in Louisburg tonight. Look at a few keys for them. Number one, limit the mistakes. That's always a key every week, especially season openers early on in seasons. They can be kind of sloppy sometimes, but we're hoping Spring Hill avoids the sloppiness tonight. Limit those mistakes. Sustain some offense. Lots of new guys on this defense for Spring Hill. Allow them a chance to settle in. Louisburg wants to just pound the rock at them. We don't want the Spring Hill defense on the field for 12-play drive and then right back out there for after 3 offensive plays and another 10, 12-play drive. That's not going to be a recipe for success. So we've got to see some sustained offense tonight to allow those new guys on defense a chance to settle in here and finally finish. Conditioning always a test week one. Who's got enough gas to finish? Last year, they needed every bit of gas they had in the tank as it came right down to the wire. A 27-24 victory a season ago to open the year against Louisburg. Can Spring Hill make it 2 in a row against the Wildcats? We'll find out next. You've been watching the Comfort Designs pregame show. Kickoff is next here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill.
Stroede Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Stroede and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Stroede tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Stroede Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StroedeOrtho.com.
Welcome back live to Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg tonight. Season opener for the Spring Hill Broncos as they take on the Louisburg Wildcats. Along with Caden Carbajo, I'm Bryce Kessler. Let's get you the starting lineups. They're brought to you by Perfect Details Salon at 516 North Webster in Spring Hill. The Broncos will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at Perfect Details Salon, where they're devoted to making clients flawless from head to toe. Make an appointment online at salonperfectdetails.com or by calling 913-592-5022. Let's take a look at Jason Feeback's Broncos starters tonight offensively. Fletcher Pankey gets the start at quarterback. The junior makes his first start at the position for the Broncos. His starting running back, Dylan Lazenby, a junior who ran for 263 yards last year. That all came late in the season when he kind of filled in for Zayd Barker, and he filled in nicely. Zach Knowlton, one of the starting wide receivers, a 5'8", 155-pound junior, led the team in receiving last year, had 89 yards on 3 grabs against the Wildcats at Louisburg. Daniel Mitchell, 6'1", 165-pound junior, and Cameron Crotchet, a 6'2", 175-pound junior, the other 2 starting wideouts. And Colin Rooney gets the start at tight end, a 6'1", 180-pound junior. On the offensive line, returning starter at left tackle, although he was the center last year, he's now the left tackle, Denver Gardner, 6'3", 275-pound senior, honorable mention Frontier League offensive line last year. Clay Fleming starts at left guard, the 5'11", 215-pound senior. Carson Steer is the new center, 5'11", 225-pound junior. The right guard is Tanner Thompson. He's also a returning starter for the Broncos, 5'10", 160-pound senior. And Aiden Palmer is the right tackle, a 6'2", 220-pound. Front the line will be Nathan Jones, a 5'10", 210-pound junior. Andrew Campbell, a 5'11", 210-pound junior as well. And Colin Rooney, 6'1", 180-pound junior. The linebacking core, Gunnar Kroll, a 5'11", 180-pound senior. Jacob Hooker, 6'1", 185-pound senior. Tanner Thompson, a 5'10", 160-pound senior. And Chase Wilm, a 6'3", 190-pound senior. In the secondary, on the corners, Anthony Lakin, a 5'8", 160-pound senior. And Zach Knowlton, a 5'8", 155-pound junior. The safeties, Brady Larson, a 5'9", 145-pound senior. And Cody Powell, a 6', 155-pound senior. Both guys starters last year, back to start in the secondary for Jason Feeback's Broncos. On the other side, Robert Ebenstein's Louisburg Wildcats will start it this way. At the quarterback is Weston Getterman, who was an honorable mention All-Frontier League receiver last year. He's now the starting quarterback for the Wildcats. The guys will be handing the ball to Ben Weideman, second-team All-Frontier League running back last year. Had 875 yards on the ground. He's 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's a senior. The other 2 guys in the backfield, Colby Cateau, 6 foot, 180-pound junior, and Andy Hupp, a 6'2", 215-pound senior who was second-team All-Frontier All-Purpose offense last year. His wide receiver is Connor Vose, a 5'9", 165-pound senior, and Brandon Doles is the tight end, a 6'1", 185-pound junior. On the offensive line, Aiden Barker is the left tackle, Nathan Vincent, the left guard, Jackson Rooney, a sophomore center, Jay Scullin, the right guard, and Dominic Owen is the right tackle. Defensively, for the Wildcats of Louisburg High, Jackson Rooney, a sophomore, 5'11", 220 pounds, will start in the middle at defensive tackle. Joining him in the middle of that defensive line is Nathan Vincent, another sophomore. And the defensive ends are Aiden Barker and Andy Hupp, who was an honorable mention All-League linebacker last year. Now going to move down to the defensive end position this year. Speaking of the linebackers, the outside backers are Colby Cateau and Brandon Doles. And the middle linebacker is Ben Weideman. The corners are Justin Collins and Connor Vose, both seniors. And in the safety spot, Weston Getterman will start at free safety, and a sophomore, Jace Hovey, will start at free safety. Starting lineups brought to you by Perfect Details Salon, and we are set for kickoff almost. Still getting that coin toss finished up here. You see Denver Gardner and Chase Wilm, the captains out there for the Broncos. It'll be Louisburg who will receive the opening kick. Andy Hupp and Ben Weideman, their captains. And we're going to see that ground and pound attack of Louisburg first thing here tonight. And some of those new faces on defense for the Broncos will get their first chance out there on the field to see who's going to make a name for themselves on that side of the football. It was a very good defensive team last year for Spring Hill, but they were a very senior-laden defense. 8 seniors started on that defense. 6 of those 8 seniors received all-league honors from the Frontier League last year, whether it be first team, second team, or honorable mention. So they've got some big shoes to fill on that side of the football. Chase Wilm, a guy to watch, one of their linebackers as a leader on that side. I mentioned Powell and Larson, the 2 guys who are back at safety, both returning starters. And Gunnar Kroll has had a really good fall camp, said Coach Feeback, another linebacker. So we'll see if those fellas will step up tonight for the Broncos. And 4 new guys on that defensive line. They're going to be tested tonight against this ground attack of Louisburg. So they're going to get thrown right into the fire. And we'll see how they fare tonight as they try to slow down the rushing attack of Louisburg and get this offense the ball back first. So back deep goes the return men for Louisburg. It'll be Colby Cateau and Justin Collins, who will be back to await the opening kick, which will come off the foot of Jackson Rainforth, one of those 3 soccer guys that Coach was talking about in our pregame conversation. John Mitchell, another one of them, will be their place kicker. Jackson Rainforth will be the guy called upon to handle kickoff duties tonight. Glad you're with us here tonight as we bring you the sights and sounds from Louisburg. Wish more of you could be here as well, but under the circumstances, you'll have to cheer loud from home as we kick off this 2020 high school football season. Rainforth has it teed up. He gets the whistle from the referee, and here we go. Football is back on Spring Hill Sports Live. He drives Collins back to the 1. Looked like he almost put a knee down. No whistle on it, though, and Collins is back to the 20. That was very close when he was fielding that kick, whether a knee went down or not. And the coaching staff for Spring Hill wanted that to be called. It was not, though. Collins will set up Louisburg at the 21-yard line. The opening kick was brought to you by Spring Hill Recreation Commission. The Spring Hill Rec Commission offers a wide range of activities for kids and adults. To see everything they offer, visit them online at springhillrec.org or call 913-592-2214. Weston Gatterman, honorable mention All-League last year at receiver. Now the starting quarterback for Louisburg. Under center as we'll start from the 21-yard line. First snap of the night for the Louisburg Wildcats. It's the first back through, Andy Hupp, who takes the carry just shy of the 25-yard line. Chase Wilm in on that tackle quickly for Spring Hill, and some help from Andrew Campbell as well as they limit Hupp to just 3 yards on his first carry. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 7. A lot of misdirection, a lot of action going on in that backfield with Cateau, Weideman, and Hupp all back there with Getterman. Really got to be disciplined tonight defensively. 2nd down and 7 between the hashes from the 24. Getterman fakes to Hupp this time and gives it to Ben Weideman. And he'll work his way out to the 36-yard line and move the chains on a 12-yard run for a Louisburg first down. Tackle made at the end of that run by Cody Powell. Well, check that, not Powell. Well, that must be Brady Larson. I was told Larson's wearing 12, but that must be Larson wearing 29 tonight. Or do you see a 12 out there also? I don't see a 12 out there, so I'm gonna guess Larson must be wearing 29 because there's no 29 listed. This is Weideman again. 40-yard line is all that time for Weideman. Jake Hooker making the tackle for Spring Hill. Yeah, there's no 29 listed on this roster at the stadium either, so we're going with Larson. If it's not, my apologies, but they don't list the 29. That's what he's wearing out there. 2nd down and 7 from the 40. 1 first down already for Louisburg, who started back at the 21-yard line. 3rd straight carry for Weideman. He's out to the 45-yard line before being upended by Hooker and Cody Powell. Another 5 yards for Weideman. And it'll bring up the first 3rd down of the night, but a 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 coming up for Louisburg.
Again, that's a 5-yard gain. It will be 3rd and 2 Louisburg at the Wildcats 35.
Weideman's carried it 3 straight times. He's the deep back here with Hupp in front of him on 3rd down and 2. Fake to Hupp, give to Weideman. Falls forward right near the sticks. He got hit in the backfield. And it looks like he might be just short based on the marking from the far line judge, and he is just short of the first down. So a 4th down, less than a yard coming up. And I don't think there's going to be much hesitation here for Louisburg with this ground game 4th and less than a yard. That's go for it all day long for them, even though they're in their own territory at their own 46-yard line. So a big play early in this game. 4th down, less than 1 from the 46. Bronco defensive line trying to get the stuff and get the stop early. Hupp gets the carry, and he's got the first down. Spring Hill on the far sideline trying to say they held him, but the forward progress given to Hupp to the 47-yard line, and that will move the chains for Louisburg. So a roll of the dice, a small one in the situation, but a roll of the dice nonetheless for Louisburg early in this game, and they pay it off with a first down from Andy Hupp. So now from the 47-yard line, new set of downs for Louisburg. So far it's been all on the ground. 4 carries from Weideman, 2 carries from Hupp. And they won't change this time other than it's Cateau who gets his first carry. Anthony Lakin makes the tackle as Cateau takes it into plus territory. The Spring Hill 47-yard line. A 6-yard run on the first touch for Colby Cateau, a 6', 180-pound junior. We don't expect to see Louisburg put the ball in the air much. Connor Vose, he's their lone wide receiver, split out to the bottom of the field with Anthony Lakin matched up with him. But the danger is you can't fall asleep and they'll hit you with a play action at some point. You know it's coming eventually, and eventually maybe now after Weideman is stuffed for no gain there. Coming through to make the initial contact, Gunnar Kroll, and then he got some help from the rest of that defensive line and stuffed Weideman for no gain. So now 3rd down and 4. They failed on their only 3rd down try so far, but they picked themselves up by converting the 4th down in short. So now a 3rd and 4 just across midfield for Louisburg. 7:15 left in this first quarter. Long opening drive. With this type of offense, the clock just runs and runs, and they will keep running it here as well. Weideman bouncing it to the outside, cuts back, and is twisted down by Chase Wilm right at that first down marker again. This is going to be close enough. It might warrant a measurement. Let's see what they decide, and they're going to say he's just short again. So Wilm makes the tackle, inches short of the first down markers again, and stop me if we've seen this before. Another 4th down, less than a yard, and the Wildcats are going to go for it again. So 0 for 2 on 3rd, but now they're going to try to make it 2 for 2 on 4th down. Broncos nearly got the stop last time, but Andy Hupp, the fullback, powered right through for the 1 yard they needed. Where do they go again on a 4th and less than a yard? Gatterman keeps it himself, and he's got plenty for the first down as he takes it near the 40. The first carry for the quarterback comes on a sneak, and that will convert another 4th down for Louisburg. And the drive continues now to the Spring Hill 40-yard line as we have already spent half the first quarter on this opening drive by Louisburg. The drive is 10 plays old, and it's been 10 rushing plays. They have not threatened to put the ball in the air yet. 1st and 10 from the Spring Hill 40. Gatterman fakes to Hupp, gives to Weideman. He's got a couple of yards that time to the 38. Moulton and Wilm on the tackle for Spring Hill. 2nd down and 8 coming up after the 2-yard run by Weideman, who's already carried 7 times here in this opening drive. He had 14 carries in the game last year against Spring Hill, missed some of the time in that game with an injury. And he's already halfway to that total on the opening possession for Louisburg. From the 38, 2nd down and 8. Gatterman, after a couple of fakes, keeps it himself, and he is around the corner down to the 30. Kroll on the tackle after the 7-yard run, leaves him 1 yard short of a first down. 0 for 2 so far on 3rd downs, but it's really all for naught because they've twice then converted 4th and less than a yard. This time it's 3rd and a yard, maybe just under a yard to go as Getterman, for the first time we see him on a design keep other than that quarterback sneak. And it did catch Spring Hill off guard a little bit. Looked like they kind of let the contain down on that outside and allowed Getterman around for 7. Now he'll hand off to Cateau on the left side. A little hesitation around the corner by Colby Cateau down to the 24-yard line before Lincoln and Larson converge along with Powell and Hooker to make the tackle. But a 7-yard run for Cateau on a 3rd and short moves the chains. And they're now just outside of the red zone from the 24-yard line with a 1st down and 10. 14th play of this opening drive coming up for Louisburg. They've already had the ball for 8 minutes. Weideman again on the ground. 14 straight rushing plays, and he's to the 22-yard line. Hooker and Kroll again in on the stop. A 2-yard run down to the 22-yard line, and it's 2nd down and 8 with 3.5 to go in the opening quarter.
2nd and 8 from the Spring Hill 22. 2nd and 8.
Getterman again under center on the 15th play of the drive. A quarterback keep, gets by Hooker. Stiff arm to Lakin, still on his feet inside the 10 before he's run out of bounds by Powell. They'll mark it at the 9-yard line for a 13-yard run by Weston Getterman. And it's 1st down and goal for Louisburg after 15 plays on the opening drive. The 16th snap of this drive will come from the 9-yard line of Spring Hill after 9 minutes have ticked off the clock in this first quarter. A flag thrown by the back judge prior to the snap, which is usually a delay of game. And that is the call, delay of game against Louisburg. So I suppose a break there for Spring Hill. At least now the 1st and goal will come from back at the 14-yard line. But right now, that's got to be a tired defense for Spring Hill. They have been on the field for 15 plays already. This will be the 16th play of this opening drive for Louisburg. From the 14-yard line, 1st down and goal. Hupp on the carry, and he is brought down by Larson. 2 yards down to the 12. Clock will tick underneath. 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter. Louisburg on their 16 plays, all have been on the ground. They're averaging 4.6 yards per carry so far. And this drive has had to be extended with a pair of 4th down conversions. And now from the 12, it's 2nd down and goal. Getterman rolling to his right, will throw for the first time, and it's out of the reach of his tight end, Brandon Doles. And the first pass attempt of the night falls incomplete for Getterman, and that penalty, the delay of game, put them behind the chains, and that's something this offense does not want. They want that 4 yards in a cloud of dust type of offense, and that penalty, followed by just a 2-yard gain, put them in a position where they tried to go to the air for the first time, and now on a 3rd and goal at the 12, you'd think that it's another passing situation here, but we'll see what Robert Ebenstein and the Louisburg Wildcats opt for here on 3rd down and goal at the 12. Getterman, little quarterback sweep, trying to get that block on the corner, and he is twisted out of bounds near the 5-yard line. Chase Wilm runs him down. It's a 7-yard run by Getterman. They're going to give him the 4 to make it an 8-yard run. But now 4th down and goal. So how about this? This has been a 17-play drive. This is going to be the 18th play of the drive, and if Spring Hill can make a stop and not surrender 4 yards, they'll allow an 18-play drive without points. That's pretty hard to do, but they've got a chance to do it here. 4th down and goal at the 4. Under 2 to go in the opening quarter. This is still the opening drive of the game for Louisburg. Getterman turns, he'll keep trying to get out to the outside. Hooker trips him up, brought down from behind. Ball might have come out, but it's not going to matter. It's a stop on the goal line by the Spring Hill defense. So how about that? 18-play drive that comes up with nothing for Louisburg. What a job by the Spring Hill defense to be on the field for that long and still able to bowl your back and make the stop down to the goal line is some impressive stuff. Big-time goal line stand by the Broncos. They had to face 3 4th down attempts, and they come up with a red zone stop. The only bad news about it is you start your drive now on the 3-yard line, but they'll take that as opposed to surrendering some points. So 1st down and 10 for Fletcher Pankey and the Bronco offense. Unenviable starting field position, but still goose eggs on the board after an 18-play opening drive by Louisburg. Out of the shotgun, Knowlton comes in motion. They fake to him, give to Lazenby up the middle, and Dylan Lazenby is stacked up for no gain. Benjamin Weideman led the charge. Oh, I guess they did give him forward progress to the 5, so it's a 2-yard run by Lazenby, and that buys him a little bit of space now. And 2nd down and 8 coming up from the 5-yard line. You'd love to just get a 1st down or 2 right here to kind of change some field position back, but also give some of those guys on the defensive side a chance to rest. And granted, some of them are also out on the field on the offensive side also, but here goes Lazenby again. And Dylan Lazenby trying to pull 2 Louisburg defenders with him, but unable to get out of the grasp of Aiden Barker. That is a no gain on that carry for Lazenby. So 3rd down and 8, under a minute left in this opening quarter. Lazenby last year ran for 263 yards on 57 carries, and pretty much all of that came in the final 3 weeks of the regular season. He had then just 1 carry in their playoff loss at Tonganoxie. Barker was back to full health by that point. But to put into perspective of what kind of load to expect from Lazenby this year, he's replacing Zayd Barker, who accounted for 43% of the total offense before his injury last year. So they expect a lot out of that spot, and Lazenby definitely can carry that load. But tonight it's been a tough start back on the goal line area. They have had no luck getting off of there as Knowlton on the jet sweep is taken down back at the 1. It's a 4-yard loss. Thankfully, it was only 4 and not 5. And that's going to bring an end to the first quarter. So both teams get just 1 possession in the opening quarter. Louisburg's lasted 18 plays. Spring Hill's lasted 3. We're back for the start of the second quarter next. No score here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is the area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you place that faulty trimmer or mower, bring it to Hers and let their experts get you back to work. Hers also takes care of hydraulic hoses, cylinder reseal, and mechanical control cables, such as push-pull, brake, throttle, and more. Plus, they carry quality equipment like Bobcat mowers, Steiner tractors, grass trimmers, and more. Hers is even a UPS drop-off station. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call us at
913-247-3530.
When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill.
Welcome back to Louisburg High School, Wildcat Stadium tonight. The home opener for the Louisburg Wildcats, season opener for the Spring Hill Broncos. 1 quarter in the books, no score. And the punting team is on the field for Spring Hill to start this second quarter. Cody Powell will try to punt it with not much room here. The ball is sitting just outside the goal line. So this is not a good spot to be in, but we'll see if they can get it away. Hayden Hoover will be the long snapper, and Powell will try to get a quick boot on this one. Weston Getterman is the return man back around the 40. Good job protecting Powell, and he gets the kick away. It's fielded at the 37-yard line by Getterman. Up the near sideline, still in play, inside the 10, and no, they're going to whistle him out of bounds back near the 14. At the 14-yard line is where they market it, but it's a 23-yard return by Getterman, and it sets up Louisburg with a very short field as they will begin this possession in the red zone. Last time they were down here, though, they failed to score. An 18-play opening drive that ended up with nothing after a goal line stand by the Spring Hill defense. And Bronco defense now back out there to try to do it again. Of those 18 plays in the opening drive, Weideman got it 8 times. He's to the left of that running back formation. It's in a triangle back there behind the quarterback Getterman. This time it's Cateau, and he's taken down by Kroll in the backfield. Loss of a yard. Now Cateau on the 1-yard loss will make it 2nd down and 11. Gunnar Kroll, we've seen him in the backfield already a couple of times tonight. Had a really strong fall camp, said Coach Feeback. And he makes a big stop right there to push him back to a 2nd down and long. Last time they got put back behind the chains like this, they tried to go to the air, and it threw them out of rhythm on their drive, and that's what really led to the stop they made down at the goal line. It was the penalty that put them behind the chains that time around. This time it's a tackle for loss by Gunnar Kroll. From the 15, 2nd down and 11. Hupp gets the carry. Balls his way forward down to about the 11. Stop made by Hooker. A 4-yard run by Hupp. And it's 3rd down and 7 with the ball at the 12-yard line. Just 1 for 4 on 3rd down so far for Louisburg. Spring Hill looking for their 2nd red zone stop of the game already. The backs remain the same. Hupp in front of Weideman and Cateau. Vose split out wide left. Hands it off on a little cross buck to Hupp. He's down inside the 10 to about the 7. We'll give him 4 yards on that carry. But it's another 4th down and another decision to be made by Louisburg, and they do not appear like they're going to run a kicker out there. Lane Riles is kicking into the net on the sideline, but they are going to leave the offense out there. So here we go again, 4th down and 3. Already the 4th down conversion attempt for Louisburg. They've converted 2 of their first 3. This one from the 7, 4th down and 3. A little hard count to try to get Spring Hill to jump. Broncos stay back. They snap it, give it to Weideman, and he is, this is going to be very, very close. It's just inside the 5-yard line. They needed to get down to the 4, though. I don't think they got there. Just looking at where they marked it, I think they're short, and they are. It's a turnover on downs for the 2nd time inside the 5-yard line. So Spring Hill twice tonight already has held on a 4th down from inside the 5-yard line, or from inside the 10, and both times by the end result, it's ended up inside the 5-yard line. So once again, very tough starting field position for the Broncos, but they'll take it after the defense has come up with another huge goal line stand. 9.5 left in the first half. Spring Hill's only run 3 plays in this game, and it went for a total net loss last time. Pankey from the shotgun. Hands off Lazenby. Trying to work off the right side. Cuts it back and runs into the waiting defensive end and Jackson Rooney, and the carry by Lazenby takes it to the 8-yard line, a 4-yard run. 2nd down and 6 for Spring Hill. Oh, I beg your pardon. They made that 3-yard run. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 8. So 2nd down and 7 coming up. Broncos just needing a first down or two here. Get the ball moving a little bit the other direction and try to help out their defense a little bit. Fakes the handoff to Lazenby. Rolling to his right, throws a little bit behind his tight end Rooney, who is unable to spin around and make the catch. So a 3rd down and 7 coming up now. And ball just kind of twisted Colin Rooney around a little bit. Had space, and it was certainly there after the play fake to Lazenby. So now a 3rd down and 7. Last time on 3rd down they went with a jet sweep to Zach Knowlton. They got blown up for a loss of 4. They like to find creative ways to get Knowlton the football. He's in the slot to the right. Low snap to Pankey. Speed option to the right side. Pitch goes back to Lazenby, who's being pulled forward by Mitchell. Daniel Mitchell was trying to help Lazenby out and bring him with him. And I think he brought him a yard short, and there is a penalty flag. It comes in as well. It was a gain of 6 for Lazenby, pending the penalty flag here. So I mentioned Daniel Mitchell pulling his teammate forward. Well, that's what they're going to call right there. So the old runner grasping teammate penalty there against Spring Hill. Don't see that one often, but unfortunately that one was pretty obvious. You can push from behind, but when you do the old pull them backwards as you're going backwards, they don't usually get away with that one.
3rd and 6, Spring Hill from the Bronco 9. From 9, it's 3rd down.
Well, now it looks like, okay, it looked like the umpire was getting ready to mark off the penalty the other direction. Now he's flipped himself around the right direction. But, okay, so Louisburg actually wanted to decline the penalty. That's what happened there. So Louisburg declines the penalty. Now they've marked it a yard shorter than where they originally had it marked, which is a little bit odd. So it's a 5-yard gain instead of the 6, and it leaves them with 4th and 2, and Jason Feeback will bring the punting unit back out onto the field. So this time Cody Powell has a normal amount of space to work with, but he still got away a nice punt last time with his feet on the back of his own end zone. A little bit of a high snap. Powell goes up to get it. Knuckleball punt angled over towards the Spring Hill sideline, and that ball goes out of bounds. And it's not going to be a very far punt here. They're still working up the sideline, and they will mark it at about the 22.5-yard line. So that's only about a 9-yard punt. Is there another penalty flag on the field lane there about the 25-yard line? Looks like there is. And it is a hold against Louisburg. So that will at least help a little bit after only a 9-yard punt. They'll get 10 more on that holding penalty at least. So in essence, it gives you about a 19-yard net punt. And actually going to be more than that because it's going to come from the spot, which was the 20. No, they didn't take from the spot. Okay. It looked like they were going to start marking it off from about the 25, but they did take it from the 23 where they had originally marked it. So it's from the 33-yard line where Louisburg will start this possession. Well, the Broncos have spent the majority of this game with their defense on the field, but they have a couple of goal line stands. And with 8:18 left in the first half and a scoreless ball game, that defense back out there for Spring Hill to try to shut down this rushing attack of Louisburg, who's already run for 92 yards in this first half. Weideman on the right side, grabbed around the ankles and drugged down by Hooker at the 29-yard line. 4 yards on first down for Weideman. 10 carries, 36 yards in the game from Ben Weideman. Jacob Hooker, who's had a busy first half. He's been in on a lot of tackles for the Broncos, made another one there. One of the many new faces starting on this defense that had to replace 8 senior defensive starters last year. They have been tested a lot early in this game, but so far they've been up to the challenge when it gets down to the goal line. So here goes a 2nd down and 6, keeping it Getterman, and he is driven backwards. Hooker again in there to help lead the charge on that defensive play. Gunnar Kroll and Brady Larson helped him out, and they throw Getterman back to the 32-yard line, a 3-yard loss. 3rd down and 9. And they have been excellent tonight, Spring Hill, on 3rd downs defensively. They've allowed just 1 3rd down conversion on 5 attempts. And this one not a spot Louisburg wants to be in with a 3rd down and 9. They've been going for it on 4th down, so that still leaves a running play in the cards here on 3rd and 9. But they're going to look to the air. Getterman, after the fake toss, throws for Doles, through his hands, nearly caught it on a second chance, but it ends up falling incomplete. Cody Powell tried to undercut that pass and take it the other way, and didn't get a hand on it and allowed Brandon Doles a chance to make that catch. In fact, he had 2 chances to make the catch, but it ends up incomplete, and it brings up 4th down and 9. So now just 1 for 6 on 3rd downs in this game for Louisburg. And with 6:47 to go in the first half, the offense will remain on the field for another 4th down conversion attempt, it looks like. And this one, 4th and 9 from the 32-yard line. Spring Hill kind of had their punt return look on. Now they rush up to the line of scrimmage. Back to the air they go, and that ball falls incomplete over the head of Doles. Again, the intended target for Weston Getterman. And it's another 4th down stop and another turnover on downs. So 3 turnover on downs in 3 possessions for Louisburg. Spring Hill, meanwhile, 2 possessions without a first down so far. But finally, the Broncos will catch a break in field position after starting from inside their 5-yard line on each of their first 2 possessions. This time Spring Hill has all kinds of breathing room as they get it out at the 32-yard line. Finally a chance to work without the threat of one misstep costing you 2 points. Pankey swings it out to Lazenby. Gets a block from Rooney on the corner. Gets another block from Mitchell, and he's out to the 45-yard line with a first down. Great blocking on the perimeter by Rooney and Mitchell to get Lazenby untouched across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A 14-yard rush for Lazenby. That was a backwards pass by Pankey, so that will go down as a rushing play for Lazenby, who gets 14 and gives the Broncos their first down of the game. And now they'll set up from the 46 with 6.5 to go in the second quarter of a scoreless ball game. Pankey to throw down the middle, and it's caught by Knowlton at the 20. A flag comes in as Knowlton veers towards the sideline, and he's in for a touchdown. But there is a penalty flag thrown back at around the 35-yard line. And I think this is going to be a sideline interference call against Louisburg, which means the touchdown should stand, and it will. Touchdown Broncos, 54-yard strike from Fletcher Pankey to Zach Knowlton, and the Broncos are on the board first tonight in Louisburg. Knowlton caught 4 touchdowns last year, and his first grab of 2020 goes to the house as well. John Mitchell off at the extra point. Knowlton will hold Tanner Thompson to snap it. Good snap, good hold, and the kick goes off the left upright, no good. 6-0 Spring Hill with 6:21 left to play in the second quarter here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring.
6-0 Spring Hill with 6:21 left to play in the second quarter as the Broncos get on the board first on a 54-yard touchdown from Fletcher Pankey to Zach Knowlton. A 2-play drive, and who says you need to run a bunch of plays to win a football game? Spring Hill so far, they have snapped it 8 times on offense, but they've got a touchdown. Louisburg snapped it 18 times on just their opening possession. But the Broncos get the big play, the first big play of the ball game offensively for either team, and it gives the Spring Hill Broncos the 6-0 lead. Tackle made by Chase Wilm on that kick return by Colby Cateau. He takes it out to the 31. And 32 is where they're going to mark it. So Louisburg's offense back onto the field. They've been awfully busy tonight, but it's been unproductive as far as points go. 93 yards on the ground for Louisburg. They've attempted 3 passes. All 3 have fallen incomplete. They've gone just 1 for 6 on third down and 2 for 5 on fourth down, and are 0 for 2 once inside the red zone. From their own 32, Hupp on the carry. Denver Gardner wrapped him up, pulls him backwards, maybe a half a yard or so on the forward progress. That's the one play they've really shut down, is that quick fullback, quick hitter from that first back through. Hupp just 14 yards on 6 attempts so far. They will give him 1 on that carry, so it brings up second down and 9. Under 6 to go until halftime, and a 6-0 Spring Hill lead thanks to that long touchdown moments ago. Getterman gives it to Weideman off the right side, nowhere to go. Another short gain, just a yard. Larson ran it down from behind. 1 yard for Weideman brings up third down and 8. Jacob Hooker was again in on the play. Hayden Hoover might have been the guy that initially stopped that progress of the play. So now it's third down and 8. They are just 1 for 6 in the game on third downs for this Louisburg offense. Under 5 to play in the half. Louisburg down a touchdown. Getterman fakes the toss, keeps it himself. Has a convoy of blockers out in front of him. Breaks 3 into the secondary. And he's ushered out of bounds by Powell along the far sideline. They'll mark it at the 49 of Spring Hill. A 17-yard run by Getterman. And really, that's been the only guy who's broken some big runs. Ben Weideman on the first play of the game got 12 for Louisburg. But after that, the 3 running backs, longest carry for any of them is 7. But for Getterman, that's now the second time he's gone for more than 10. That one, the longest play of the game so far for Louisburg, as they pick up 17 and have a first down from the Spring Hill 49-yard line. 4:41 left in the half. From just across midfield, counter comes back to Weideman, and he is tripped up by Powell. A touchdown-saving tackle, perhaps. Knowlton had an angle on him, but that was going to be a race to the sideline if Powell doesn't make that tackle, and he does at the 37-yard line. It's a 12-yard run from Ben Weideman. Back-to-back plays, net first downs for Louisburg, and they are back into Spring Hill territory once again.
Spring Hill, Louisburg has first and 10 from the 37. 4:25 to go.
31 plays have been run in this game by Louisburg. Spring Hill has run 8, but yet Spring Hill leads at 6-0. From the 37, first down and 10, Louisburg. Play fake, wanting to throw. It's Doles, the tight end, who's the target again. And Cody Powell breaks it up, but a penalty flag comes in. The line judge, who was staring right in front of it, does not throw the flag. The back judge, who was looking through the back of the two players, throws the penalty flag, and they're going to call pass interference on Cody Powell. Well, that will give another first down to Louisburg as they march off the penalty on the Broncos. And it'll take the football down to the 22-yard line. First down and 10 from the 22-yard line of Spring Hill. Louisburg has spent a lot of time with the football down within striking distance of the end zone, but so far they've been shut out down here. Twice being stopped inside the 5-yard line on fourth down. This from the 22. Fakes to Hupp, option, back behind Weideman. Ball's on the turf, Weideman picks it up, but he's a long ways away from the line of scrimmage. Now he's got a lane down the near sideline. Knowlton makes the tackle at the 8-yard line. A busted play turns into a big play. 15-yard run after the fumbled pitch. And it's a first and 10 at the 7. Third trip inside the red zone now for Louisburg. A missed opportunity there, man. Not only was that football bouncing around on the turf for a moment, but then you had Weideman dead to rights, 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he got away and not just made something out of it, but made 15 yards out of it. Hupp stood up at the 5. He was able to break free and fall forward down to the 4 for 3. So a second down and goal now from the 4-yard line. Clock ticks down near 3 minutes left in this first half. Spring Hill scored last time they had it on a 54-yard touchdown pass to Knowlton. Now Louisburg looking for the answer. Has it at the 4-yard line of the Broncos. Second down and goal. Getterman lost it on the handoff. Got back on top, though. That ball popped out off the hip of Andy Hupp. And they lose a yard back to the 5-yard line. Second time that ball's ended up on the turf here on this possession. Both times Louisburg's gotten it back, but now they've got third down and goal at the 5. 2 for 7 in the game on third down. This is where Spring Hill has been their best tonight defensively, down by the goal line and on third and fourth down situations. Do they have another one in them? Third and goal at the 5. Hupp fakes the toss to Cateau, keeping it himself. And Getterman is in. So a 5-yard touchdown run from Weston Getterman. And now the Wildcats are a conversion away from taking the lead. Offense going to stay on the field. Not that that should be a surprise because we've seen them already with all their fourth down conversion tries. This time it's like a 4th and 3 for them. They got one shot to get the 3 yards. No surprise they'll leave the offense out there. Two-point conversion attempt. Getterman fumbled the snap, then flips it underhanded as he is being tackled by Wilm and into the waiting arms of Brandon Doles. So a second broken play that results in positive things for Louisburg. The Wildcats take an 8-6 lead with 1:54 to go until halftime here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020.
8-6 Louisburg on top of Spring Hill with 1:54 left to play until halftime. Both teams with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Powell and Mitchell, the 2 guys deep for Spring Hill. As we get our first sight of the kicker, Lane Riles. And the kick will be fielded by Powell at the 14-yard line after a couple of hops, trying to reverse course and tripped up at about the 23-yard line. Now Jay Scarlett on the tackle for Louisburg will give Spring Hill the ball with 1:43 to go until halftime. They do have the 3 timeouts, trailing by 2. It took them only 2 plays to score last time they had the football. It was a 14-yard run by Dylan Lazenby on a little swing pass backwards, lateral pass to Lazenby, and then right after that, Fletcher Pankey hooked up with Zach Knowlton right down the middle of the field for a 54-yard touchdown. Only 8 plays of offense run in this game by Spring Hill as they start their 4th possession of the game, and little quarterback keep that time. Pankey, I don't know if it was a design draw. It looked like he just made the choice to tuck it and run and make something out of the play, and he does make something. He picks up 5 yards. Clock running with under 90 seconds left in the half. Spring Hill quick to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 5. Pankey to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Down the middle, and Rooney makes the catch, but then lost the ball. And they're going to rule it incomplete. Rooney had it in his hands, but then as he was being tackled by Doles, the ball came out, and it's an incomplete pass. That would have been sweet to come up with that one. That would have certainly put the Broncos in position to strike again before the half, but now they've got to try to convert 3rd down. 0 for 2 on 3rd down so far tonight. This is a 3rd down and 5 from their own 29-yard line. Low snap back to Pankey. Good protection. Takes a shot for Rooney again, and it's out of his reach with the coverage on the play by Kuntz. So they will bring Cody Powell back out to punt with 1:04 left in the half. Another quick possession for Spring Hill. They've had 4 possessions. They've gone 3 plays, 2 plays, and 3 plays. 11 total offensive snaps, which is still 7 fewer than the opening possession had for Louisburg in this game. But thanks to some defensive goal line stands and a quick, explosive touchdown play, Spring Hill only trails by 2 with just over a minute left in the half. Powell had a couple of short punts so far tonight. This one better as it will go over towards the Spring Hill sideline, and then it takes a huge Bronco bounce. It's going to end up down around the 18-yard line. So that ball bounced as far, if not further, than it traveled in the air. And in the end, it's a 60-plus yard punt for Cody Powell, and they needed that one, as that will push Louisburg back deep into their own territory to the 18-yard line with under a minute to go in the half. Isn't necessarily what you'd call an explosive offense with their ground and pound attack. If they get loose, obviously we've seen the speed of Weideman and Getterman, but not a big threat to throw the football much. They've only attempted 3 passes so far, and all 3 have gone incomplete, but they will spread it out with 53 seconds. First time we've seen them go to this formation with 4 wide receivers for Getterman. One of them comes in motion, a little flip pass forward to him, and trying to get to the corner. Lakin made sure he couldn't get there, and then Chase Wilm came and nearly took his head off on a nice play there by Chase Wilm flowing to the football. There was a penalty flag thrown on the play. As it is, it's about a 4-yard gain on that pass completion to Collins. But it's coming back after the hold on Louisburg. Well, that will put the ball back at the 14-yard line now. So first down and 15 to go with first and 16, they'll call it, with 47 seconds left in the half. And both teams with all 3 of their timeouts. But at this point in time, backed up first and 16, inside your own 15. I can't imagine Louisburg will get too aggressive with the 2-point lead here as they're letting the clock run down near 30 seconds. They've got away from the spread, back into their traditional power running formation and just letting that clock run. Back judge starting the play clock count. They'll snap it, hand it off to Hupp up the middle. Not fooled there was the Spring Hill defensive line. And that looked like Jones. Nathan Jones makes that tackle, and that is going to end our first half. Well, there was a lot of running plays from Louisburg. Only 11 snaps offensively by Spring Hill, but when you add it all up, it's an 8-6 ball game here at the half. Louisburg 8, Spring Hill 6, halfway through the season opener tonight here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Coming up next, it's the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial halftime show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
To providing you with that level of service. As part of your community, we're here for you, answering insurance questions and helping make sure your financial goals are on track.
Contact Farm Bureau Financial Agent Michael Grand anytime or learn more at michaelgrand.com.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Come see the improvements and upgrades throughout the store. As always, Price Chopper is the place for hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and unbeatable flavors from the bakery. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to Cool Crisp lettuce. Price Chopper is now happy to offer curbside pickup. Locally owned and operated and under new management. Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Are you looking for experienced and knowledgeable electrical contractors? Scott Electric is your right choice. We have been providing high-quality electrical repair, remodeling, and troubleshooting services at affordable prices since 1972. Expect the highest attention to detail from start to finish. We are a licensed and insured electrical company. Our residential electrical services include installation of smoke detectors, hot tubs, and basement finishing. No job is too big or too small for our trained electricians. Call for a free estimate.
Welcome to the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show from Louisburg tonight. 8-6, the Louisburg Wildcats leading the Spring Hill Broncos. Halftime show brought to you by Michael Grand at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected and protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. 8-6 lead here at the half for the Louisburg Wildcats on top of the Spring Hill Broncos, two teams that played on opening night last year and came right down to the wire, a 27-24 win a season ago for Spring Hill. And this one perhaps headed right down to the wire, but if it's going to, it's likely going to have to change in terms of the amount of plays that the defense and offense are each playing right now for Spring Hill. 36 plays run in the first half by Louisburg, 11 plays run by Spring Hill. Yet it's just a 2-point Louisburg lead. The touchdowns came on back-to-back possessions. Spring Hill struck first on a 54-yard touchdown pass from Fletcher Pankey to Zach Knowlton with 6:21 left in the first half. The extra point attempt by John Mitchell missed off the left upright, so that left it 6-0 Broncos. And then on the ensuing possession, Louisburg got on the scoreboard. A couple of broken plays on the drive. One, a big one on a missed pitch or a botched pitch back to Ben Weideman. He ended up at one point about 10 or 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but broke free, got loose, and picked up 15 yards before it was all said and done, and that helped set the table for a 5-yard touchdown run by Wes Getterman. And the 2-point conversion was also a broken play that resulted in 2 points still after a fumbled snap. Getterman was able to pick it up and flip it underhanded to his tight end, Brandon Doles, for the 2-point conversion to give Louisburg the 8-6 lead, and that's where we stand. That was a look at the White Cell Optometry Eye on the Game, brought to you by White Cell Optometry Vision Source. Keep an eye on your child's screen time. If they're experiencing eye strain or headaches, it might be a good time for an exam. Make an appointment with White Cell Optometry Vision Source by calling 913-592-2020, and be sure to ask about the 2020 rule. Take a time out here on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show, and when we come back, we'll run down the first half stats for you. 8-6 Louisburg on top of Spring Hill here at the half of the season opener.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
What if grass wasn't just for mowing? What if all the games weren't on TV? What if you saw the grandkids on more than just holidays? What if you got out of the house more often, maybe for good? Cedar Lake Village Senior Living. Life is how you live, not just where. To learn more, call 888-508-2022.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Stroede Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Stroede and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Stroede tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Stroede Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StroedeOrtho.com.
Halftime in Louisburg tonight. The Louisburg Wildcats leading the Spring Hill Broncos 8-6. You're inside the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show as we take a look at our first half numbers here. The 8-6 lead for Louisburg. Their entire offense came on the ground, all 147 yards of offense rushing. They only threw the ball 3 times, and all 3 of those passes fell incomplete. For Spring Hill, 79 yards of total offense, 25 on the ground and 54 through the air. That 54 only on 1 completion, but that was the 1 touchdown play. Fletcher Pankey 1 for 4 in the first half. The 54-yard touchdown pass going to Zach Knowlton. And on the ground, Dylan Lazenby led the Spring Hill rushing attack with 5 carries for 24 yards. Fletcher Pankey 1 carry for 5 yards, and the lone carry for Zach Knowlton ended up in a loss of 4 yards. For Louisburg, Getterman 0 for 3 through the air, but did some damage on the ground. 9 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown for Wes Getterman, the starting quarterback for Louisburg. Ben Weideman was the busiest of the backs, and he ends up with 64 yards in that first half on 13 carries. Andy Hupp carried 8 times for 19 yards, and Colby Cateau 3 carries for 12 yards for Louisburg. Mentioned they didn't complete a pass, but they did target Brandon Doles 3 times plus on the 2-point conversion, which he did catch. Obviously, that doesn't go down as a statistical completion or catch, but it did get a funky catch, if you will, a botched snap, underhand flip while Getterman was being tackled that resulted in the 2-point conversion. So even though it's not in the stats, it still is a pivotal play, as that's the difference in the ball game right now. That 2-point conversion, which was successful following the Louisburg touchdown, and the point after kick attempt by Spring Hill was no good after their touchdown. So that's the 2-point difference that we've got right now as Louisburg leads Spring Hill 8-6, 36-11. That was the play discrepancy in the first half. Louisburg ran 18 plays on their opening drive of the game, which nearly took the entire first quarter. Spring Hill, they've run 7 fewer plays than that the entire first half, as the Broncos had no possession go longer than 3 plays. They had 3 3-and-outs and then a 2-play touchdown drive, and in total just 11 offensive snaps for Spring Hill in the first half compared to 36 for Louisburg. But the Broncos down by just 2, and Spring Hill will be getting the football to start the second half. 8-6 Louisburg on top of the Broncos. The Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show continues in a moment on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453. Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your local Bobcat mower dealer. Bobcat mowers combine heavy gauge steel with advanced engineering to give you the best cut every time. Simple controls and design make maintenance and service quick and easy. And when you get your Bobcat at Hers, they can complete all service and repairs covered by your warranty. Bobcat mowers are affordable, giving you a commercial grade machine at a residential price. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
Welcome back to the Michael Grand halftime show. As it is an 8-6 ball game here at the half. The Louisburg Wildcats a 2-point lead on top of the Spring Hill Broncos. Look at a few of the other scores from across the Frontier League here on this opening night of football across the league. Piper with a 28-0 lead on Ottawa at last check. That was a game in the second quarter at the time, but it was all Piper tonight in that one. 28-0 on top of Ottawa. Eudora tonight putting up a first half shutout on Baldwin, 20-0. Eudora with the lead on top of Baldwin. Tonganoxie this evening. They are opening up their season against Basel Linwood, and at last check of the second quarter, that was a 21-7 Tonganoxie lead. DeSoto, that's of course not a Frontier League team, but an opponent coming up later this year for Spring Hill. They'll face the Wildcats of DeSoto in week 5 of the season, and DeSoto on top of Free State tonight, and that game 28-14 in the second quarter. DeSoto on top. That's 28-14 now, as Basel Linwood has scored another touchdown against Tonganoxie in that game, but Tongi still with a 2-touchdown lead in the second quarter of their ball game. So I'll look at a few of the scores from across the Frontier League tonight. 8-6 our score here at the half, and it's Spring Hill trailing by 2, but the Broncos will get the football to start the second half, and hopefully some better field position, as they really had good field position on just one occasion in that first half, and that was the one time they got the touchdown out of it. The other 3 possessions, twice they started inside their own 5-yard line, and the other time they were right around the 20. So we'll see if the return game could set up with a chance to get something going offensively right out of the gates here in this second half. Time for the Chamber Connection, brought to you by the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, reminding you to support our community and shop local. Keep up to date with Chamber events by going online to springhillks.org. All right, second half is coming up next. 8-6 Louisburg on top of Spring Hill. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live. This has been the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Second half kick is next. Broncos will be getting the football as they trail 8-6 here in Louisburg.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Come see the improvements and upgrades throughout the store. As always, Price Chopper is the place for hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and unbeatable flavors from the bakery. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Price Chopper is now happy to offer curbside pickup, locally owned and operated, and under new management. Price Chopper in Spring Hill, open daily, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Are you looking for experienced and knowledgeable electrical contractors? Scott Electric is your right choice. We have been providing high-quality electrical repair, remodeling, and troubleshooting services at affordable prices since 1972. Expect the highest attention to detail from start to finish. We are a licensed and insured electrical company. Our residential electrical services include installation of smoke detectors, hot tubs, and basement finishing. No job is too big or too small for our trained electricians. Call for a free estimate.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573.
A look at the Bronco return team as they get set to take the field to start the second half of our ball game tonight. 8-6, Louisburg with the lead. The touchdowns came on consecutive drives after Louisburg on their first 2 possessions got the ball down inside the 5-yard line, but were turned over on downs both times. Spring Hill then finally had some breathing room after starting those 2 possessions on the heels of those 2 goal line stands inside their own 5-yard line. They had some breathing room as they started out at their own 32. It was a 2-play drive, 14 yards to Lazenby, and then a 54-yard touchdown pass from Fletcher Pankey to Zach Knowlton. That put the Broncos on the board, but they failed in the extra point try. And in the ensuing drive, Louisburg went down the field on a couple of broken plays, helped spring them down towards the goal line. Ben Getterman picked up 15 on a play that at one point in time he was about 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and that set up a Wes Getterman 5-yard touchdown run, and the ensuing 2-point conversion gave Louisburg the 8-6 lead. So here we go for the second half. Powell and Mitchell back deep for Spring Hill. Riles will kick it off for Louisburg. Spring Hill will return home for their home opener next week, which will be senior night, even though the original calendars and everything did not indicate that. But because of the situation this year and everybody really, quite frankly, not knowing how many games will get in, we hope all of them, but you just don't know. It's 2020. And because of that, they're going to do senior night and everything next Friday night. So we'll have all of that here for you on Spring Hill Sports Live. But we've got a second half to finish up here tonight in the season opener in Louisburg. Riles kicks it off, and we're underway second half as Powell comes flying up to field it across his 20. And now he's across the 30 out to the 36-yard line. So good field position to start the second half for Spring Hill. Justin Collins and Colby Cattell making the tackle for Louisburg. Fletcher Pankey getting his first start at quarterback tonight. Hooked up with Knowlton for a 54-yard touchdown. And let's see now a half into this one. And 2 of their 4 possessions starting inside their own 5-yard line. It was going to be really tough in that first half to get much confidence going offensively and get much rhythm going when you're having the starting field position like they did. Fresh start here in the second half, and from their own 36, Lazenby on the carry, burst through the hole, and he's all the way out near the 45-yard line. Nice run by Dylan Lazenby as he explodes through that left side behind Denver Gardner, who was there to help lift his running back up off the turf after a 9-yard run by Lazenby. Nice first down play. The whole playbook open now. We'll see where they go on a second down, about 1.5 yards. Knowlton goes out to the top of the screen there. He's the wide out to the far right side. He had the big touchdown play. This is Lazenby, who cuts it back on Hupp and does enough to get the first down, it looks like. Wasn't able to completely elude Andy Hupp, but got around him just enough to move the chains at the 46-yard line. Colin Rooney runs the play in to his quarterback, Fletcher Pankey. Those two nearly hooked up twice in the first half. 2 passes intended for Rooney that went off of his hands. So I'm looking to see a connection between 11 and 83 at some point here in this second half. This pass thrown out to the right side, intended for Knowlton, and batted down by the linebacker, or the safety rather, Jace Hovey, who was over there. He was luckily engaged with Powell, or with Rooney. If he wasn't engaged with Rooney, that might have been a pick six going the other way, but thankfully he was only able to get one hand up there and not two. And also thankfully that pass was forward. It was close to being a backwards lateral, which would have resulted obviously in a fumble then, but just an incomplete pass, and that brings up second down and 10. Low snap to Pankey, handoff to Lazenby. Hesitates through the hole and picks his way up to midfield for a 4-yard run. It'll bring up a third down and 6 for Spring Hill. Broncos 0 for 3 in the first half on third downs. They had 3 3-and-outs and a 2-play touchdown drive in the first half. That first down on that Lazenby carry a moment ago, several plays ago, that was the second first down of the game for Spring Hill. That 2-play drive was a first down on the first play and then a touchdown on the second play. Here's a 3rd down and 6 from midfield. Pankey on a quarterback draw. He's got a lot of room. Fletcher Pankey bounces it outside. He's got a first down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Great call there with the quarterback draw. And Fletcher Pankey showing off his rushing ability that Coach talked about in our pregame conversation. Colby Cateau makes the tackle, but it's an 11-yard run by Pankey on a 3rd and 6 to move the chains. Perfect start to this second half for this offense. Sure, you'd love to come out and strike with a quick touchdown, but I think they would much rather put together a sustained drive and certainly want it to end in points also. But this is a way to try to get some of that rhythm and momentum back on your side after it felt like the whole first half was played in the possession of Louisburg. Lazenby on a first down carry is brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Andy Hupp. And we'll take him back to the 41-yard line, so it's a 2-yard loss for Lazenby, who's got 37 yards on the ground in this game on 9 totes. 3 minutes into the second half. 2nd down and 12, Spring Hill, as they're in plus territory. Thanks to an 11-yard run on a 3rd down by their quarterback, Fletcher Pankey. He's in the shotgun. That's Draven Pipkin who's come in. He flanks him to the left. Pipkin will lead the way for Lazenby. Lowers his pads down to the 35. A flag comes in. Getterman makes the tackle. It's a 6-yard run as it stands. We'll check the penalty. And the initial signal is a hold against Spring Hill. And that's what it will be. So that'll wipe out the 6-yard run by Lazenby. And this will bring it back to about the 45-yard line. Bring up what will be about a 2nd and 16 now. I say this at the risk of jinxing it for those who believe in jinxes, but it's been a very clean ball game for a first game of the year. A lot of times you see penalties, turnovers, sloppy play, but haven't had any turnovers. We've only had 5 total penalties. That's the 2nd penalty on Spring Hill. Only 3 penalties have been enforced on Louisburg. Pankey on the run, tripped up from behind by Hupp, just got him by the shoelace. There were some more defenders there waiting for Pankey. He gets 3 to the 42. So Hupp maybe saved a few extra yards there from Pankey. But that will bring up another 3rd down and long for Spring Hill. 1 for 4 in the game. And this one, the toughest of them yet, 3rd down and 13 at the 42-yard line of Louisburg. 4 minutes into the second half. Trailing by 2, Pankey out of the shotgun. Good protection. Pankey wants the seam, and he's got Knowlton inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. 27 yards to Zach Knowlton. Second time those two have hooked up for a big play, and that one moves the chains and puts the Broncos in the red zone for the first time tonight. First down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Knowlton was their leading receiver a year ago, and he is showing you why tonight on a couple of big plays down the seam. Not a big kid, but he is able to go up and get the football on those routes down the middle of the field. Pankey on the keep, drugged down by Hupp, who has been all over the backfield here in this opening drive of the second half. That's the 3rd time he's made a tackle for loss, and this one will drive Pankey back to the 21-yard line, a 7-yard loss on first down. Well, 2nd down and 17 now with under 7 to play in the 3rd. A nice 5-minute opening drive to start the second half for the Spring Hill offense, but now they want some points out of it. John Mitchell is kicking over in the net on the sideline in anticipation of potentially a field goal opportunity. Here's Lazenby again off left side, inside the 20, back to about the 17. Still short of the original line of scrimmage, though. They mark it at the 18 for 4, and it brings up 3rd down and 13. Coach said Mitchell in practice has been hitting from about 30, 35 yards, and that is right where you're at right now. This would be a 35-yard attempt from right here, so right on the edge of that field goal range. Maybe you play for about 5 or 6 here and try to make it a more doable field goal try. Instead, they want 6, and they'll get it. Zach Knowlton makes the catch for the touchdown. Second touchdown grab for Knowlton, as that ball was laid in there perfectly by Fletcher Pankey, and the Broncos use a 6-minute, 13-second opening drive to start the second half, and they get 6. 18-yard touchdown pass completed to Zach Knowlton the second time. Pankey and Knowlton have hooked up, and that ball couldn't have been put more perfect on the money by Pankey, and Knowlton able to tap the toes in on the sideline to make the catch. Offense will remain on the field for Spring Hill, up by 4. They'll try to make it a 6-point game with a 2-point conversion. Pankey's completed just 3 passes, but those 3 have gone for 99 and 2 scores. They'll take that. Now can they get the 2-point conversion? Handoff goes to Pipkin, and Pipkin bounces off tacklers, and he's in. What a strong run by the sophomore Draven Pipkin. And he gets the 2-point conversion for Spring Hill to make it 14-8 with 5:47 left in the third. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
What if grass wasn't just for mowing? What if all the games weren't on TV? What if you saw the grandkids on more than just holidays? What if you got out of the house more often, maybe for good? Cedar Lake Village Senior Living. Life is how you live, not just where. To learn more, call 888-508-2022.
Perfect start to the second half of the Spring Hill Broncos. 6 minutes and 13 seconds. They go with the football in their opening possession, and they cap it off on an 18-yard touchdown pass from Fletcher Pankey to Zach Knowlton. And then Draven Pipkin with an impressive 3 yards. On the 2-point try, they handed it for the first time in the game. Draven Pipkin got his hands on the football of the sophomore, had to shrug off about 3 or 4 Louisburg defenders, and found the goal line for the 2-point conversion to put Spring Hill up by 6. Kickoff from Jackson Rainforth will drive the return man down to the goal line, and it took a hop right on the goal line and stayed there, so Coteau's got to try to return it, and he's only able to get back to the 17-yard line. And a penalty flag was thrown as well. Well, good coverage there. Looked like Jordan Davis made that special teams tackle for Spring Hill. Now let's see what the penalty flag will be. It's a hold against Louisburg, so that's going to bring them back even further. So it was already going to be negative starting field position for the Wildcats at their own 18. Now it's going to end up back at their own 9-yard line. So from their own 9-yard line, Louisburg will get their first possession of the second half, trailing for the second time tonight. Last time they got behind was 6-0, and they answered with a touchdown on the ensuing possession. Again, the Wildcats trail by 6, now with 5:43 left in the third quarter, and they've got a long field to go. And they're going to try to answer this one from their own 9. Getterman under center on first down and 10. Hands it off to Coteau, and he is pinballed forward to about the 12. 3-yard run. Nathan Jones and Cody Powell leading the charge on the defensive play there for Spring Hill. Second down and 7 to go after that 3-yard run by Cateau. Just 3 pass attempts of the ball game. Everything else has been on the ground. And they'll stay there here. Cateau again, and he is wrestled down around the neck, and a penalty flag comes in. Brady Larson came flying off the corner to make that tackle. A flag came in at the same time. I didn't think he actually grabbed a face mask. It looked to me like he just tackled him high, but let's see. It looks like they're ready to mark off yardage here, so. And they're. Oh, wow, they're going to call a targeting penalty on Larson. Well, I wouldn't go as far to say it was a targeting call. He kind of wrapped him up high around the shoulder pads and the neck, but that'll cost Spring Hill 15 yards. Spring Hill's only been penalized 3 times tonight, but they've all been big ones. 2 15-yarders and a 10-yard hold. So this gives gives Louisburg some field position now out at the 26-yard line on a first down. Weideman hitting the backfield, still on his feet though, and he's able to fight forward for a couple of yards. Made something out of nothing there after Spring Hill hit him about 3 or 4 times before they got him down on the turf. Tanner Thompson looked to be like the guy who eventually got Weideman down on the ground. It's a 1-yard run to bring up second down and 9. 4:18 to play, third quarter. Officials were talking with the Spring Hill defense. I don't know if we had a equipment issue maybe with one of them, and now the head referee talking to the line judge who perhaps was out there just trying to get a message to relay it back to the Louisburg sideline. But nevertheless, here we go. Second down and 9. Ball on the 27-yard line for Louisburg. Weideman stretching it out to the corner and upended by Anthony Lakin. Driven out by Chase Wilm. He'll take it to the 31 for 4 and brings up second down and 5. Or third down and 5, I should say, with 4 minutes left in the third. Just 2 out of 8 on third downs in the ball game for Louisburg. That was all, of course, of the first half. This is just the second half drive for Louisburg. After they led 8-6 at halftime, Spring Hill opened up the second half with a 6-minute drive for a touchdown. And now the Broncos, for the second time in this game, leading by 6. Trying to avoid giving up the answer like they did last time they took that lead. Fake toss, keep for Getterman. Broke a tackle in the backfield. Still on his feet and has a first down as he is taken out of bounds on the far sideline by Powell. Mark at the 37, 6-yard run and a first down for Louisburg. Now he's certainly been their most effective ball carrier tonight. The quarterback, Getterman, 58 yards on 10 carries and their 1 touchdown. Weideman's been good as well, 68 yards on 14 carries, but the bigger plays have come from Getterman. And Weideman's best run came on a broken play, a 15-yarder. Other than that, just 53 yards on 13 carries. First down and 10 now. And Getterman wants to throw. Flips it sidearm out into the flat to his running back, Cateau. Shakes off a tackler inside the 40. And he's bumped down at about the 38 by Larson. And Chase Wilm had him wrapped up. And then Larson ends up on the ground. Larson may have been the recipient of a late hit by one of the Louisburg guys, and Larson is now injured. So a 25-yard play on the completion to Cateau, but now you've got an injured Bronco to look at as Larson's able to pop up, and he's running back to the huddle like he wants to stay in the game. He's going to have to come out because the trainers came out of the field. But the good news is he's running off of the field. He hopped up right off the turn. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him perhaps, because he appears anyway to be just fine now. So that's good. It will still be a first down for Louisburg as the penalty came after the play. But it will cost him 15 yards in field position. So it wipes out 15 of the 25 yards they gained. But it still is first down for Louisburg. It'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. 3:40 left to play in this third quarter. First drive of the second half for Louisburg. Spring Hill up by 6. Hand off to Cateau. He's been busier here on this first second half drive. He made that catch, and he's also got a second carry now after he touched it just 3 times in the first half. He picks up 2 to midfield. Second down and 8. Clock creeps down near 3 minutes left in this third quarter.
From the 50, 2nd and 8. From the 50, 2nd and 8.
Bowes switches sides onto the near side now. Same side as their tight end, and they'll bring it on a counter back to Weideman. Gets around Lakin. Gets around another defender, and now Knowlton has him and gets some help to bring him down from Thompson. But a big run by Weideman as he picks up 23 yards. And the counter action that time caught Spring Hill off guard. And the big play moves the chains now into scoring range again with 2:40 left to play in the third.
The drive continues after 27. 1st and 10 at the Bronco 27 with 2.5 to go.
Hupp gets the carry right up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, and can't break the third. Knowlton upends him just shy of the 20-yard line. A 7-yard run for the fullback Hupp. Leaves him just outside the red zone, and a second down and 3 coming up. Second down and a long 3. It's about 3.5. Spring Hill's made a couple of stops down here in this end of the field. Hupp comes hobbling out of the huddle and off to the sideline. And their senior fullback, 9 carries for 26 yards tonight. And it looks like a cramp. They're stretching him out, that right calf on the sideline. So that is pretty normal. Opening night of the season, cramping issues. Getterman stood up by Wilm, driven backwards. Hooker came in to help him finish off that tackle. 1 yard to just inside of the 20. And it'll bring up 3rd and short. And an official's timeout here. They're going to switch out the football. Guess that one has been out there too long. It maybe had too many germs on it by now. I don't know. 3rd down and 3. A short 3. They need to get not quite to the 17. And the ball just inside of the 20. With just over a minute left in the third. Getterman from under center. Again, they come with that counter look, and Weideman able to break free and lean forward down to the 16-yard line to get the first down on his 16th carry of the night. And that'll move the chains for Louisburg. When they wind the clock, we're under a minute left in the third. Spring Hill holding on to a 6-point lead. Louisburg led by 2 at the half, but the Broncos opened up the second half with a touchdown drive that took a little over 6 minutes and ended up with an 18-yard strike from Pankey to Knowlton. Gatterman gives it off to Hupp, who's back in after the calf cramp, and he's down to the 14. Maybe the 13 there for Hupp. Doing 3 yards on first down. Second down and 7 with just over 10 seconds left. We'll see if they snap it again. They don't have to. And it looks like they're going to be content to send this one to the fourth quarter. So that's where we head. Spring Hill 14, Louisburg 8 through 3 here on opening night on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Your trusted Farmers Insurance agent is Anthony Stroede. Experienced, local, and veteran-owned. Licensed in both Kansas and Missouri, Anthony will customize the right plan for you. His straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-270-5400. The Anthony Stroede Agency. Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Off to the fourth quarter tonight from Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg. A 14-8 Spring Hill lead on top of the Louisburg Wildcats. But Louisburg knocking on the door as they have it inside the red zone for the third time tonight. They are 0 for 2 so far on scoring once they've gotten inside the red zone. Twice they've been stopped on downs inside the 5. They face second down and 7 at the 17 here as we open up the fourth quarter. Getterman from under center fakes the toss, wants to keep it himself. He's inside the 5 and into the end zone for the second time tonight. 17-yard touchdown run by Wes Getterman. And now Louisburg, for the second time tonight, is a extra point or a, in their case, likely 2-point conversion away from the lead again. They had a broken play, underhanded pass after a botched snap for a 2-point conversion after their first touchdown. They're going to go for 2 again here to try to take the lead back. Getterman on a naked keep, throws behind Hupp, who bobbled it and dropped it. Chase Will had the immediate pressure on that naked bootleg and was able to force the quick throw. Hupp couldn't handle it, and we're all knotted up with 11:53 to go here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for experienced and knowledgeable electrical contractors? Scott Electric is your right choice. We have been providing high-quality electrical repair, remodeling, and troubleshooting services at affordable prices since 1972. Expect the highest attention to detail from start to finish. We are a licensed and insured electrical company. Our residential electrical services include installation of smoke detectors, hot tubs, and basement finishing. No job is too big or too small for our trained electricians. Call for a free estimate.
11:53 left of the ball game tonight from Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg. Last year we played one right down to the wire, and we've been treated to another one here tonight, back and forth. Both teams have scored on their lone second half possessions. They each had just one possession in the first quarter of this game. Neither scored on those, but now they've each only had one possession in the third quarter of this game, and both resulted in touchdowns. But the difference, Spring Hill got their two-point conversion, and Louisburg did not after it was the other way around, albeit a missed extra point kick and not failed conversion for Spring Hill. But it was 8-6 Louisburg, and this go-around it went 8-6 Spring Hill. So we're tied at 14. Short pooch kick fielded at the 25 by Lazenby, and he takes it for 10 yards back to the 35-yard line. They'll mark at the 36. So good field position for Spring Hill as they'll look to answer back and retake the lead here in the fourth quarter. Fletcher Pankey has hooked up twice with Zach Knowlton for touchdowns for Spring Hill. And Wes Getterman has found the end zone on a couple of runs for the two Louisburg touchdowns. Broncos will start on the near hash at their own 36, first down and 10 with 11:47 to play. And all tied up 14 apiece. Pankey on the snap, gives to Lazenby. Quick little hop step around the defender that burst through there, and Lazenby takes it to the 40 for 4 yards. Second down and 6. You'd love another 6-minute or so drive right here and start to put some pressure on a Louisburg team that their style lends itself to wanting time and not wanting to feel rushed and have to throw the ball and those kinds of things. And right now, with the clock at 11 minutes and Spring Hill in possession, another drive like they had to start this second half could really put some pressure on Louisburg as that run by Lazenby brings it out to the 47-yard line. And Dillon will move the chains. A first down and 10 now from the 47-yard line with 10:50 and counting left here in the fourth quarter. Scoreboard, there it goes. It said first down at 7, but it is first down and 10. And this time, Pankey keeps it himself on the read option, pulled it out of the belly of Lazenby, and runs down to the 46 of Louisburg. So a 7-yard run there by Pankey will bring up second down and 3. Pankey now with 19 yards rushing to go along with the 99 yards he's got through the air. All 3 of his pass completions have gone to Knowlton. And 2 of those 3 have gone for touchdowns. Knowlton is in the slot to the left. Graven Pipkin is back into the backfield again, who had that nice 2-point conversion run. And Pipkin looked like he may have gotten off to a quick start there, but no whistle. And it's Lazenby running behind him and running behind that left side of the line of Denver Gardner and Clay Fleming, the tackling guard on the left side. And Lazenby down to the 38-yard line, another 8 yards, and another Spring Hill first down. So the Louisburg defense, they didn't have to play much in the first half. They were on the field for only 11 plays, and of those 11, no more than 3 happened on any one possession. But now in the second half, they were out there for 6 minutes and 13 seconds on Spring Hill's first drive, and now they've been hit for a couple of first downs here on this drive. They fake the jet sweep to Knowlton, and then getting the handoff, Lazenby in the backfield is tripped up for a loss of 1. Jackson Rooney, the defensive tackle, a sophomore, was able to get into the backfield and trip up Lazenby for the 1-yard loss. Second down and 11 from the 39 as the clock goes underneath. 9 minutes left in this fourth quarter. .14 ball game. Pair of touchdown passes for the Broncos, a pair of touchdown runs for the Wildcats, and the Wildcats were offsides on that play, and there's the flag and the whistle. Well, I'm not sure why they didn't just let the play run, probably because he lined up there. But that was the corner on this near side, Justin Collins. Knowlton was about 5 yards off the ball, the receiver, and I think Collins was just trying to match up with him, line up there, and because Knowlton was so far off the line, Collins lost track of where he was in relation to the line of scrimmage, so it'll cost the Louisburg defense 5 yards. And make it 2nd down and 6. That helps make up for that 1 yard loss on first down for Spring Hill. Lazenby again, and nowhere to go. Again, trying to work that left side, but there was no ground to be had over there. Colby Cateau making the tackle. And the stop pushed him back again. A loss of a yard back to the 35-yard line. Loss of 2 yards back to the 35. Third down and 6. Broncos 2 for 5 on third down. Pankey on the roll. Throws underneath for his man Knowlton, who's out of bounds near the 20, and another first down. Pushed out by Getterman, but not before. He picks up 15 yards on a third down. And Pankey and Knowlton have had the connection tonight. All 4 of Pankey's completions have gone to Knowlton for 114 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a big third down conversion there. And the other one was a third down conversion also. So they've all 4 been big-time completions. And with 7.5 minutes to go, the Broncos are back inside the red zone for just the second time tonight. They were able to get the touchdown last time they were down here. Reverse to Zach Knowlton. Cuts it back, tripped up, and brought down by Brandon Doles at the 19-yard line. It's only a 1-yard run for Knowlton. He had 221 yards on the ground last year, so definitely a guy that you're going to see involved in that reverse and jet sweep action, but that time he's limited to just 1 yard. 2nd down and 9 as the clock will go underneath 7 minutes left of the ball game. Broncos looking to grab the lead back. They've led 6-0 and 14-8. Both times they've scored, it's been answered immediately on the next possession by Louisburg. From the 19, 2nd and 9. Lazenby brought down back at the 20. They lose one more. Andy Hupp on the stop. It looked like Pankey and Lazenby kind of had trouble on the mesh there. And I think if you're Spring Hill, you're probably just fortunate that that ended up in only a 1 yard loss and not a fumble loss right there, because that did not look like a very clean give. And now 3rd down and 10 from the 20. Well, this is Zach Knowlton time, or at least it has been tonight. Let's see where 13 lines up. He's been the go-to target for Pankey with all 4 of his catches, or all 4 of his completions going to Knowlton. He's in the slot right. Crotchet is outside of him. Rooney and Mitchell are lined up on the far side, and before the snap, Louisburg will take a timeout. So we'll break with them with 5:58 to go in the ball game. Tied at 14, and a big 3rd down coming up from the 20 for Spring Hill when we come back.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com. Big 3rd down coming up for Spring Hill. The Broncos on the Louisburg 20-yard line.
facing 3rd and 10 with 5:58 left of the ball game, and a tie ball game at that. 14-all here in the fourth quarter of this season opener. Fletcher Pankey has thrown 8 times in the game. He's completed 4 of them, all 4 to Knowlton and twice for touchdowns. Knowlton now goes to the slot on the left side. They flipped the formation. Crotchett wide left with Knowlton in the slot that direction. Looking that way, but throwing instead for Crotchett, and it's off his fingertips to the back corner of the end zone. Almost had it. But the 3rd down pass falls incomplete, and now does Jason Feeback call on his soccer convert kicker John Mitchell, or does he leave the offense out there? And it looks like the answer is leave the offense. Spring Hill has not attempted a 4th down conversion yet tonight. They will here on 4th and 10 from the 20 with 5:53 left in a tie ball game. Same formation with Knowlton in the slot left, Mitchell wide right, Rooney slot right, and Crotchett wide left. Throwing for Knowlton again into double coverage, and it's batted away, incomplete. Broken up by Brandon Doles. So a 4th down stop by the Louisburg defense. And the Wildcats will take possession back with 5:47 to play in a tie ball game. And still a good drive there. Obviously they wanted points. But Spring Hill able to use up about half the quarter here. And if one team is better suited for the quick strike, it's certainly Spring Hill. So now they put a little pressure on Louisburg with only 5:47 to go. And they've got to go 80 yards. And I say all 80 because I don't think they're going to put it in the hands, or rather the foot of a kicker in this one, as they have yet to put a kicker on the field other than kickoff. So they've had multiple chances to, but here goes Weideman breaking it on 1st down across midfield. Anthony Lincoln, the last hope for Spring Hill, and he's able to knock him out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So a 46-yard run on 1st down for Ben Weideman, and that is exactly what Louisburg wanted, a team that hits you for short gain, in the hopes to finally break one, and they just did in a pivotal moment with 5:35 to play. 46 yards for Weideman puts him over 100 in the game. And now Louisburg has all kinds of time. "17 carries, 141 yards on the ground tonight for Ben Weideman. After that long 46-yarder, he comes out to get a breather. Justin Collins has come in to replace him, and they go with the fullback Hupp instead. And he's pulled back by Campbell and Jones on the inside, along with Denver Gardner. Tanner Thompson also along for the ride there. It's a 3-yard run by Hupp. Hayden Hoover also looks like part of that stop. So a 2nd down and 7 now at the 31 as we go underneath 5 minutes left of the ball game. Getterman keeps working to the right side behind the 3 lead blockers, steps through a couple of missed tackles, and he is gone for a 31-yard touchdown. 3rd touchdown run of the game for the quarterback, Wes Getterman. So Louisburg, who hadn't had a play over 17 yards in this ball game on the ground, they did have the 25-yard pass completion, but they hadn't had a rushing play go for more than 17, and they break off a 46 and a 31-yarder on that drive. And the 31-yarder by Getterman finds the end zone to give Louisburg the lead back. Two-point conversion try upcoming. Getterman again will keep it. Gets strung out this time and reaching for the pylon. He's got it. The 2-point conversion is good. And Louisburg has taken an 8-point lead with 4:37 left of the ball game on Spring Hill Sports Live. .437 left of the ball game from Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg tonight. The Wildcats have retaken the lead on a 31-yard touchdown run by Wes Getterman. Their quarterback has 3 rushing touchdowns in this game on 107 rushing yards. 2 guys over 100 yards on the ground for Louisburg. And now Spring Hill facing their largest deficit of the night, or I checked that, matching their largest deficit of the night of 8. But down to just 4 minutes and 37 seconds to work with. The kick to the sideline goes out of bounds, so a break for Spring Hill. They're going to come away with great field position after that kickoff by Riles goes out of bounds. Four minutes and 37 seconds. That's plenty of time for a Spring Hill offense that can certainly hit the big play. We've seen them do it multiple times tonight. They've got plays of 14, 15, 18, 27, and 54 in this game. And now starting on their own 35-yard line with an 8-point deficit. All 3 of their timeouts still remaining. Fletcher Pankey in his first start at quarterback. A chance to lead a late drive to try to tie this ball game up. Well, Spring Hill had one man come running off the field late, but thankfully they didn't huddle, so now a penalty flag does come in, and it looks like they're going to call another offside penalty against Louisburg. It is, so that will make it a 1st down and 5. 7th penalty tonight against Louisburg for 59 yards. .434 remains of the ball game. 1st down and 5 from their own 40-yard line for Spring Hill. Pankey sends Knowlton in motion. Fakes to him, fakes to Lazenby, then keeps it himself, but doesn't get far. Ben Weideman had him wrapped up. If he was able to get away from that tackle, he had some space. But the one man who could make the stop for Louisburg did make the stop and holds Pankey to just 1 yard of the play. So 2nd down and 4. Four minutes left in the ball game. Spring Hill on the move, down by 8. Pankey will work from the pistol with Lazenby behind him. Turns and says something to Dillon. And now hands it off to Lazenby on the left side. Lunging forward, and he gets all of that lunge. So he was able to keep the knees, the elbows, everything up off the turf, and that dive forward out to the 47-yard line gives him 6 yards on the play. And a injury timeout here for Louisburg. Able to get off the field under his own power. That time was Jay Scollin, who is now looks like he's the one who is cramping up as they're stretching him out of the sideline. Not a terribly hot night. A lot of times season openers you can get some really hot season opening games, but it is very pleasant tonight. 73 degrees right now. Clear skies here in Louisburg. Play fake to Lazenby, but Andy Hupp was waiting for Fletcher Pankey when he tried to roll out. And Pankey spun right into the arms of Hupp. And a big loss on first down. They lose 7 yards. Make it 8 yards back to the 39-yard line. So a second down and 18 with now under 3 minutes to go. Knowlton slot left with Powell out wide that way. Pankey's looking to the right side instead, and he's got his man Crotchett at the 39 of Louisburg. 22 yards to Cameron Crotchett, and a big completion to get him out of a 2nd and 18 hole. They pick up 22 to move the chains and put it into plus territory with 2:30 left to play. Crotchett caught 6 passes last year as a sophomore, and now the 6'2" junior comes up with his first catch tonight, and it was a big one for 22 and a first down. 3 receivers go to the left side now. Crotchett in the middle of them. Pankey hooks up underneath with Daniel Mitchell. Mitchell works his way down near the first down sticks. First catch of the night for Daniel Mitchell. And let's see if they're going to measure or what they're going to call here. It's right at the 29-yard line, which is what they needed for the first down. And they're going to take the officials' timeout to come and measure it. So like Crotchett last year, Mitchell, also a sophomore, had a few catches, just 3 catches last year. And both those guys expected to see more volume this season. And they were shut out for 3.5 or 3 3/4 of a quarter tonight. But they both come up with big catches here on this late drive of the fourth quarter for Spring Hill. As you get a chance to see the football there, and they stretch the stick out, and it is a first down for Spring Hill. So back-to-back first down completions to Crotchett and Mitchell. And Pankey has now hit on his last 5 pass attempts. And the Broncos have a 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line of Louisburg with 2:03 to play. Pankey saying, come on, blow the whistle, I'm ready to go. We got some momentum going here. Pankey again in the air. Going up to make the catch. Lazenby looked like he almost was trying to flip that ball back to Knowlton, or not Lazenby, rather, but Mitchell, who makes back-to-back grabs. This one goes for just a yard. So a second down and 9. Clock at a minute 40. If you're Spring Hill now, you're getting into that territory where you don't necessarily want to score too fast, but knowing you also got to get a 2-point conversion after this, you want to leave yourself a little bit of time possibly if you would happen to be unsuccessful on that. But first things first, they've got to get to the end zone. They've got 80 seconds to do it on a 2nd and 9 from the 28-yard line. Pankey on the rollout, and it's intercepted at the 15-yard line. The pass was thrown out in front of his tight end, Rooney. No, I checked that. It was Crotchett who was crossing the field. 80, not 83. It was out in front of Crotchett, and Connor Vose was there at the 15-yard line waiting for it. So the game's first turnover comes with 1 minute and 11 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. And Connor Vose has given the ball back to Louisburg with a chance to try to run this one out. Spring Hill does have 3 timeouts, so they've got a shot here. But they've got to make 3 quick stops. Getterman and Weideman both over 100 yards in the game. From the 15, first down and 10, Louisburg. Handoff goes to Weideman, and he is out the 19-yard line. And Spring Hill will immediately take their first timeout. A 4-yard run from Weideman, who's carried 18 times for $145 tonight. Clock down to 64 seconds to go. And Spring Hill takes their first of 3 timeouts. Stay with us after the ball game for the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show. We'll run down all the final numbers for you in this one. See if we get a chance to talk with Jason Feeback as well, hopefully. Right now, Coach Feeback is looking for another big defensive step. His team's come up with a couple of big goal line stands in this game. This isn't a goal line stand by definition, but it is in the sense of you've got 5 yards to give here and you can't give them up. If you do, it's ball game over. So the 25-yard line isn't the goal line, but it might as well be in this situation. .104 to go, second down and 5 from the 20. Handoff to Hupp, and the fullback is cut down a yard short of the first down. Tackle made by Andrew Campbell. Jacob Hooker comes up a little gimpy after the tackle there as well for Spring Hill. The Broncos use their second timeout. They've got 1 remaining, and they've got 1 more play. Well, I shouldn't say that. Potentially, I guess you got to make 2 stops still. Let's just get past third down first. Fourth would become an intriguing decision for Louisburg. But first things first, it's a third down and 1. 58 seconds remains in the ball game. A first down here, and the game's over. A stop, and we get a very, very interesting fourth down decision from Louisburg. The Wildcats have converted 4 of their 10 third downs in the game. And on this one, they need 1 yard. Andy Hupp, their fullback, has carried 12 times for 33 yards. He's been their guy on these situations, but you can't forget about Getterman on a quarterback sneak as well. They've only run the sneak once, but that was to convert a fourth down and 1. So here we go, big play. Game on the line, third down and 1. Under a minute to go in the fourth quarter. Getterman gives it to Weideman off the right side, and he is stopped short, it looks like. Well, maybe not. They ended up pushing him back, but it looks like the forward progress is going to get him a first down. They'll mark it just across the 25, and that is a first down, and that will be enough to allow the Wildcats to run the clock out. It looked like, from our vantage point, it was across the field from us, and where Weideman ended up, I thought they might have made that stop, but Weideman's forward progress was just enough to give him a first down, and that's going to give Louisburg a season-opening victory, barring a botched snap at this point. Another exciting season opener between these two teams. Last year, after all the fireworks were settled, it was Spring Hill that came out on top. And this year, it's going to be Louisburg, it looks like, that will hold on to start the season 1-0. Getterman takes the knee, and that is going to do it. So a hard-fought loss tonight on the road for Spring Hill as Louisburg wins it 22-14, your final score tonight. And the Wildcats start 2020 1-0, while Spring Hill drops to 0-1 to start the new campaign. 22-14, your final. Coming up next, it's the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.
City's premier auto. A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Stroede Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Stroede and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Stroede tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Stroede Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StroedeOrtho.com.
When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill.
Welcome inside the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show tonight here on Spring Hill Sports Live. 22-14 our final. The Louisburg Wildcats defeat the Spring Hill Broncos in another exciting ball game this evening. Similar to the two teams last year, playing right down to the wire, but a late turnover, the game's only turnover, sealed the deal for Louisburg as they stopped a potential game-tying drive by Spring Hill down to the 15-yard line on a Connor Vose interception. And then 3 rushing plays later, they got a first down to seal the deal. And it's a 22-14 Louisburg victory tonight over Spring Hill. Post-game show brought to you by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, where they work with all insurance companies to get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. Spring Hill led twice in this game. Louisburg led twice in this game. We were tied once, but it's the Louisburg last lead that wins it. 22-14 after Spring Hill started the scoring in this game on a 54-yard touchdown from Fletcher Pankey to Zach Knowlton. And that put them up 6-0 with 6:21 left in the first half. And then the ensuing possession, Louisburg got on the board on a 5-yard touchdown run by Wes Gatterman, the first of 3 Gatterman touchdown runs. Their 2-point conversion was successful to put Louisburg up 8-6 at halftime. Spring Hill opened up the second half getting the football, and they went down the field on 6 minutes and 13 seconds to score to take the lead back on an 18-yard touchdown from Fletcher Pankey to Zach Knowlton. And then Draven Pipkin added a 2-point conversion run to make it 14-8 Broncos. They were back up 6, but it again only lasted for the ensuing possession as Gatterman once again led the Wildcats down the field for the game tying, in this case, touchdown, a 17-yard run, but the 2-point conversion pass failed. We were tied at 14 with 11:53 to play. And then Louisburg, with 4:37 left of the ball game, took the lead for good on a 31-yard touchdown run by Wes Gatterman. And they added a 2-point conversion from Gatterman as well, and that gave Louisburg their 22-14 lead, which would hold up as the final. We'll take a look at the final stats for you when we come back here on the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show. Once again, 22-14, the final score tonight. Louisburg over Spring Hill. Back with more right after this.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your local Bobcat mower dealer. Bobcat mowers combine heavy gauge steel with advanced engineering to give you the best cut every time. Simple controls and design make maintenance and service quick and easy. And when you get your Bobcat at Hers, they can complete all service and repairs covered by your warranty. Bobcat mowers are affordable, giving you a commercial grade machine at a residential price. To learn more,
come and visit us at hersinc.net. Call Hers at
913-247-3530.
Welcome back to the Shoemaker Collision at Paint Center post-game show. 22-14 your final tonight. The Louisburg Wildcats defeat the Spring Hill Broncos. Spring Hill 0-1 to start 2020. Louisburg gets some revenge on last year's season opener when the Broncos won by a field goal. Tonight it's an 8-point Louisburg win here on their home turf. Let's take a look at the final numbers in the game tonight. 328 yards of offense for Louisburg with 303 coming on the ground. They averaged 6.1 yards per carry tonight, and their only pass completion went for 25 yards. Spring Hill 221 yards tonight with 74 coming on the ground. They averaged just 2.8 yards per carry though, and throw for 147 tonight. Only one turnover in the game. That was that late interception. Connor Vose with the interception for the Louisburg defense. Spring Hill 3 penalties only tonight, so they were clean there. 3 penalties, but they did cost them 40 yards. Louisburg penalized 7 times for 59 yards of the ball game. Individually for Spring Hill, Fletcher Pankey finishes his starting debut at quarterback tonight. 7 of 12 through the air for 147 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He added 12 yards on the ground on 7 attempts. Dylan Lazenby led the way on the rushing attack, 17 carries for 65 yards. Zach Knowlton, 2 carries for a loss of 3 yards. Draven Pipkin didn't record an official carry, but he did add a 2-point conversion run in the game. Zach Knowlton, 114 yards and 2 touchdowns receiving on 4 grabs tonight. Daniel Mitchell with 2 catches for 11 yards, and Cameron Crotchett, 1 grab for 22 yards. For Louisburg, Wes Getterman 1 for 4 through the air for 25 yards. No touchdowns, no picks, but his damage was done on the ground, where Getterman carried 14 times for 106 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also over 100 yards tonight on the ground was Ben Weideman, 19 carries, 147 yards for their senior second-team All-Frontier back from last year. Colby Cateau, 5 carries, 17 yards, and Andy Hupp carried 12 times for 33 yards. The only pass completion went to Cateau for 25 yards. Those are your final numbers here tonight in what all adds up to a 22-14 Louisburg victory over the Spring Hill Broncos. We'll take a final timeout, come back and wrap things up for you here on the Shoemaker Collision and Post-Game Show next. 22-14 the final tonight, Louisburg over Spring Hill.
Service and the industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com. Your trusted Farmers Insurance agent is Anthony Stroede. Experienced, local, and veteran-owned. Licensed in both Kansas and Missouri, Anthony will customize the right plan for you. His straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-270-5400. The Anthony Stroede Agency. Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show. Final score tonight in Louisburg. The Louisburg Wildcats 22 and the Spring Hill Broncos 14. A late touchdown run by Wes Getterman with under 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Sealed the deal for Louisburg after Spring Hill had a chance, marched down the field, got it down inside the 30-yard line, and Connor Vose put an end to that potential game-tying drive with an interception to seal it for Louisburg as they win at 22-14 tonight. Coming up next Friday night, it's the home opener for the Broncos as they will host Paola at 7 o'clock back home at Spring Hill, and we'll have the game for you here on Spring Hill Sports Live. It'll also be senior night in the very untraditional 2020 season. They're going to go ahead and get senior night taken care of in this case week 2, but the first home game to make sure they can get that in and recognize all of their seniors. So it will be senior night. We will stream the senior night stuff for you prior to the ball game as well. That'll be next Friday night here on Spring Hill Sports Live. We'll also have some volleyball coming up next week on Tuesday as the Spring Hill volleyball team, one of the best in the state, and one of the best you could say in the country even. That's an extremely talented high school volleyball team that Spring Hill has, and we'll have our first volleyball game for you here on Spring Hill Sports Live coming up next Tuesday. So join us for those. Thanks for joining us tonight. Wish we could have had a better result for you, but unfortunately a hard-fought game for the Broncos ends in a season-opening loss tonight. Your final score, Louisburg 22, Spring Hill 14. For Caden Carbajo, I'm Bryce Kessler. Thanks for joining us tonight. You've been watching Bronco football in the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show. Good night, everyone.
You've been watching Spring Hill High School Sports on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Stroede Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StroedeOrtho.com. Also by Cedar Lake Village, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, Elliott Group, Hers Incorporated, J&T Auto Service, Libby Clark at Allstate Insurance, Perfect Detail Salon, Price Chopper, Farm Bureau Financial Services Michael Grant Agency, Scott Electric, Prime Accounting Solutions, Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Seats Incorporated, Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Spring Hill Recreation Commission, Tony Stroede Agency, Farmers Insurance, Spring Hill Fitness, and Whitesell Optometry Vision Source. Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.